World Rider 21 there, notable. That's William Tidball, very impressive winner of the elimination race held last night. Roger Kluger, one of the big names. Elia Viviani, if you might have missed him there, needs no introduction, rides on the Grand Tours. He's been a prolific figure in the world of cycling on both the track and road since 2006. Viviani has won literally every single accolade in the world of cycling. Is the Italian scratch champion, points race champion, European champion in disciplines, bronze medal in the Olympic Games as well in this very discipline. So certainly no newcomer to the world of cycling. Looking at the French entrant, that's Thomas Bouda. Italy, Elia Viviani. Magnificent sprinter in the Grand Tours, a man who always comes off wheels there, knows how to navigate, how to jockey, and how to find his place in big gallops. This is the first of the Omnium races. Omnium essentially modern pentathlon, if you would like to refer to the athletics world, where 4 disciplines are contested in. They start off with the scratch, then they go on to the tempo race, which is an interesting one. That's where 1 point is awarded to the rider leading every lap in the race, causing a very, very high speed as a result. And they then move on in the Omnium to the elimination, which the older folk will know as a devil take the hindmost. They're all set and ready now. New Zealand's Thomas Sexton, very pensive. Israel fielding a rider in this field as well. It's going to be a huge contest for this event. We've got 4 disciplines. We've got the elimination, and the 3 first events, the ones I've mentioned, winning rider scores 40 points to the overall aggregate, 38 for second, 36, etc., down to no points at the end. Those 3 aggregated points are added up at the end of the 3 disciplines, but the final one is a points race in which the points scored in the points race are simply added to the aggregate. So all can change in the last discipline, the points race. And just looking at the action here now, the Belgian immediately, that's Fabio van der Bosch in the front there. Not too much tempo. Rasmus Pedersen riding for Denmark. China in this group as well. Lithuania with an entrant. Right at the back from the Netherlands. That is, let's just pick him up quickly. Jari Havic, the man who was prolific last evening. That's Jara Dorenbos representing the Netherlands. Chechen with the riding. The United States as well. They've got a man in there, and that is Grant Woods. William Tidball riding for Britain. Look out for these dark blue shorts. Very, very impressive in the elimination last evening. So that is Kluger, who has the lead Tidball with him. Hungary, Berthold driver in this group as well. Viviani tucked away near the back. No points up for grabs here. Purely a scratch race, so it all goes about the 40 laps or 10 kilometers. No real tempo. It's all about a dash to the line here. Chechen rider, that is Milan Kadlec. Look out for the Czech colours, which are the light blue with red and white vertical stripe. They've been their colours for many, many years. Nice tempo here. Right, Viviani has a little stab at the front. Let's catch him doing it. Then the Swiss rider behind him. Switzerland always been good in these Omniums. Valerie Thibault, the Swiss man there. Tidball in with the front of the race as well. Keeps an eye on things. Doesn't want to end up at the back. Right, we'll build this one up. Roger Kluger from Germany. Lithuania in there too. France, of course. Their competitor Thomas Boudet just having a little shot at the front. Canada looking very good in the women's Madison. We'll see their final tonight. But for the land of the Maple Leaf here, Dylan Bibic riding impressively too. Nice tempo now. The Dutch get to go at the front. Jana Dorenbos. The Dutch colours not as brightly orange as what they normally are. Belgium. Right, here we go. That is one of the sprint laps here. No sprints in this, just a correction. The commissaire ringing the bell at an untimely moment, so apology for that. No points up for grabs. The rider at the front just waving his arms in despair and saying, well, what's happened to that sprint? Right, Doornbos, Janne Doornbos now has the lead. Goes up the track. Czech Republic rider behind him. Right, Belgium behind him there. That is Fabio van den Bosche. Right, Viviani. Doornbos just goes out of our picture here. Not too much of a tempo happening as the riders come by. Arms starting to spread out now. A bit of tempo on the go down this back straight as the riders make their way down. No attacks just yet. Bit of a false alarm. The bell being rung at the 10 lap mark, which wasn't a correct signal. You see Viviani going past, the white helmet. Typical azzurro colors of Italy. Belgium now. Again, that there is Van den Bosche, Fabio van den Bosche, Belgium. Czechia's rider prominent to Milan Kadlec. Right, again, he's the most prolific man so far, Janne Doornbos, the Netherlands. Right, there is Tidball, very impressive winner of the elimination last night. One of the younger up-and-coming stars on the British national team. Danish rider just goes up, that's Rasmus Pedersen. Of course, the Pedersen's a very famous Danish name, the four brothers who dominated the world of team time trials back in the 60s and early 70s. Right, Germany have a go at the front, and the German rider is Kluge. Constant tempo on the go here. Right, Viviani, they're following him around, keeping an eye on him. Master in this discipline. Great elimination rider as well. Madison points, any of those disciplines. Rode in the Italian team pursuit team, was not that prolific. Battled a little bit at the extreme speeds of the team pursuit. And in Italy not going all that well in the team pursuit. But from the United States now we have a man going down hard, and that's Grant Quitz. Lithuania's multicolours, those rainbow colours of that nation. Cofidis, a couple of trade teams here as well. There are 8 of those in amongst the 50 international nations coming to doing battle here. Right, Japan riding in one of their trade team colours too. You'll see it's a white jersey with those multicolours across the chest. Almost looks like European champions jersey could look. That is Shuke Inamura of Japan. 20 laps to go now, they're halfway. Tempo being picked up down the back by Kluge. Switzerland, keeping an eye on him as well there. The Swiss rider is Valérie Thibaut, traditionally very good in the endurance events on the track. Denmark's Pedersen leads them down the back straight. Bit of hesitation now from the leaders here. Kluge again from Germany. Valérie Thibaut of Switzerland. Then you've got Doornbos of the Netherlands in those pale orange colours, not as orange as before. Van den Bosche of Belgium. Here he is, Doornbos of the Netherlands. A slightly paler jersey. The Belgians are setting up. Van den Bosche thought he could get away, but surrenders to the bunch. Japanese riders short turn at the front, riding really well. Inamura, that's counting down now, 4 kilometers to go. Look at this action from the front. There they go. Hesitation from Kluge, hesitation from Thibaut, the Swiss rider. Lithuania hesitating. Argentina in there as well. Very good move, in fact. Yeah, breakaway. Pedersen responds from Denmark. Frenchman looking really good here. confident as he can hold it. Thomas Bouda down the back into the back straight now. Right, riding particularly well. He's almost gained a lap on these riders. So there we go, he's a lap up, so he's in. So Bouda is effectively a lap up on them. Absolutely hurtling along. He keeps the tempo going. Viviana, a bit of a response from the back straight there. Now there's action on the main straight side. At this stage, a man a lap up. Fantastic effort from Thomas Bouda. Race all over the track at the moment. Response coming here. Bouda, Rasmus Pedersen, also a lap up at this point. 9 laps to go now. Bouda and Pedersen. Bouda of France. Pedersen of Denmark. Viviani's got a counter. He's got to do something if he wants to be in the money here in this Omnium. Remember, this is the first of 4 disciplines deciding the men's Omnium. This is the scratch race. Down the back straight they go. That's Belgium. Van der Bosche doing whatever he can here. Japan in with a chase as well. Right, so now they go. The Swiss rider now countering. That is Viviani. So on our scoreboard here, Pedersen and Bouda. They are the 2 riders. 1 lap up here with only 7 to go. They're now inside the last 2 kilometers. These 2 riders don't have to sprint. The United Arab Emirates are riding in there too. Masuri. Right, the commissaire pointing out that the head of the race, Lithuania, Tidball of Britain. The Dutch rider Yuri Havik in 2. Havik looking really, really good in those pale orange colors there of the Netherlands. Right, Kluger. Right, they're coming now. Kluger for Germany. Then the Dutch. Then you've got the man who's a lap up there, Bouda. Oh, look at the tempo now. Viviani coming around the top there in that blue jersey of Italy. They're going to come up now. 2 laps to go. The run-up is on to the run in here. This goes to final finishing positions. 2 men are a lap up. Now they're starting to challenge there. Bouda at the front there, keeping the tempo up. The bell goes, 250 to go. Viviani on the outside there in the colours of Italy. He's an ace bunch sprinter on the road circuit. Viviani now in 3rd position as they go down the back. And the Dutch rider leading out here. It looks like Luke is going to get 2nd. Viviani 3rd. Tidball in 4th position. 2 riders a lap up. Doornbos gets his 3rd in the pale colours of the Netherlands. Kluger, Viviani, Tidball, Bibic, Havik, and Moros. Those are the riders there. They will get 40 points for the 1st position here, 38 for 2nd, etc. all the way down to nothing for the last place rider. So that there, brilliant ride from them. So Bouda will get it. He gets it. That's Doornbos from the Netherlands. Very good effort from him as well. Conditions a lot warmer here tonight in this magnificent Cairo International Stadium. At the conclusion of the first round, first of 4 disciplines of the men's Omnium. Scratch race and a brilliant victory there for Thomas Bouda of France, Rasmus Pedersen in 2nd, Jan Doornbos 3rd, Roger Kluger, Elia Viviani, that ace sprinter, William Tidball from Great Britain. The 2nd page of the riders see these riders in there. Quince from the US, prolific at the start, ran out of legs at the end. At the finish of these 20 riders in finish, and Mendes, Tene, Rainbow and Al Mansouri of the UAE making up the final 4 slots. That was a red-hot race with Bouda and Pedersen lapping the field. Started off with not too much tempo. Instead you see the Japanese rider. Prominent there as well as Buddha in the blue colours of France. Eventually they got the belt. 2 men with a lap up there who sprint for the first and second place. Medicine from Denmark and Thomas Buddha of France. And a very, very good ride from those two great riders as well, from Durenbos in third, Kluger, Viviani, Tutbol, Bibic, the riders in the next positions. Now, they're getting to the women's sprint semi-finals. We're down to 4 riders here. Going to see how they've drawn each one. Miriam Veche, whose birthday is, she turns 26 today, against Sophie Capewell of Great Britain. Capewell finishing 4th in the Jakarta round at the end of February. Right, so it's Capewell Veche of Italy, and he's Miriam Veche on her 26th birthday. What a way to celebrate it here, riding against Sophie Capewell of Great Britain. Ride to decide the entry into the final would be Emma Ginzer of Germany, very accomplished women's rider, multiple world champion, doing battle on this occasion against Emma from the UK of Great Britain, who was the 3rd placed finisher in the Jakarta leg of. Let's focus ourselves on the women's sprint. For those new to cycling, big welcome here to the Cairo International Stadium. 500 of the world's top riders are lined up. We are now today 3 down, the second event on our evening session here. This to decide which of these 2 riders will get into the final in the race for gold and silver in the women's sprint. So we see the Italian, that is Miriam Veche, magnificent matching Azzurro blue. The Italians always stylish. Very good time trialist over 500 meters is Veche. You can see she's a stockily built, strong Italian sprinter. Not having herself outdone at all is Sophie Capewell. Capewell from Great Britain, one of the young up-and-coming stars on the team. And, these riders going to be a huge battle between these 2. Right, having a look here. So still Veche has the lead. Riders drawing for positions, obligated to leading out the first section. They're going to come up for bell when they come around now, so effectively about 375 meters to go. This lap's 250 meters. Veche still no action. Slight disadvantage, having to glance over the shoulder continuously. Capewell will play with her, go up and down the banking, to force the Italian to look over the shoulder and that, and try and surprise her dive on the inside. Here we go, the bell goes. Only 250 meters to go. Capewell riding one of those magnificent new machines of Great Britain. Oh, she's caught herself in a box here. She's picked the sprinter's lane, Veche hesitating, and this is, I think, the winning move from Capewell. She's going to go 1 lap here. There's no way Veche can improve from that. Tactical blunder, and realizing she couldn't close the sprinter's lane. You see the red line, the second one marked on the track there. Once the first rider takes that, in the last 200 meters, the other rider is not allowed to impinge or come within, as Veche has done there. So that red line is the sprinter's lane, those new to the sport, and it gives a protected run to the first rider engaging him or herself in that lane. The blue section of the track is the run off. Any rider using that would be declared to be off the inside of the track and declassed or in fact relegated from the result. So there we go, 1 ride up, and a brilliant ride from the Brit there. Sophie Capewell going 1-0 up over the Italian, over the Italian. Right, here we go. Great Britain again. This time is Emma Finucane. Drawn 1, she'll be obliged to come out, take the lead early on. And riding here against a formidable competitor, Emma Hinze, and really one of the top names in the world of cycling. Hinze, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times gold medalist at World Championship level, and a 4 times European champion, one of the very, very best riders in the world in the women's sprint discipline. Silver medal in the team sprint at the Tokyo Olympics as well. Came, he's got a bronze from the World Championships in the team sprint in France in 2022. Silver as well in the European Championships in the Cairo team sprint respectively. Commonwealth Games bronze medals in the sprint and team sprint. So this is her favourite discipline along with the team sprint. Develops here. Still a youngster, born in 2002. Making 20 until December the 22nd when she turns 23. Right, the German. Hinze around the top. She's the one with all to lose here. Finucane getting bronze in Jakarta. Let's see the tactics of the German now. She challenges her in the banking. It's a long way around. She's got to take the lead. Whoa, it's going to be a long, hard ride for Hinze this as Finucane holds on her shoulder. Hinze full of class, she's going to save it there, but she's got a kick in the banking now. A long way around, can she? No, she surrenders. Brilliantly well ridden from Emma Finucane. Caught Hinze on her right shoulder, the exact right, the correct tactic there. It's a long way around on these bankings, and the German should have committed down the back straight if she was going to come at her at all. Just didn't have the legs, almost hesitated. Picked that long route around the west banking, which proved to be a downfall here. So Great Britain going 1-0 up in this ride. It's a best out of 3, don't forget. They will come up later in the evening to do battle. Right, now we go to the men's Kirin in their semi-finals. It's going to be a very interesting event here. So in the semi-final, you've got Salon J, Kano, Saunders, Terasaki, Fa, and Shi Feng. Motorbike takes the pace, goes at about 50 kilometers an hour. Just on a third of the way to go, will pull off. That is India as well. Once represented. Cairo lining up as well. Right, we're waiting for the pace bike to come by. Look at this, the Kirin semi-final. Big advantage to draw on the wheel of the motorbike. Look at the tempo here. Sharon riding for Malaysia. Dark jersey. Right, he's on the wheel there. So this Kirin event running over 6 laps, now down to 4. The motorcycle will take them up eventually to 50 kilometers per hour. And he's gone off now, leaving the rider from Great Britain to take the lead. Commit now the whole lap. There's 2 laps to go. Let's see what happens. The Malaysian in on the inside as well. A one there rider. Not in this heat as we look at them going around. So, Great Britain. Oh, and there's been a bit of a crash there in the Kirin. Riders touching wheels at 75 k's an hour now as they get to the bell lap. Big shove down the back. French rider, Great Britain. We've got Malaysia in there too. Japan, the founders of this Kirin discipline. Looking really good as they come to the line there. A wonderful ride from EGY of France, Carlin, Sharon, and Ota from Japan, the first 4 riders in that. Colombian getting 5th. So this is the semi-final. Go down to the second leg. This rider seems okay from Japan, taking a bit of a nasty tumble there. He seems all right. Right, so that untimely crash for the Japanese rider. That'll be Shinji Nakano. Not too sure if he's Koichi Nakano's son, or possibly even grandson these days, but from the land of the rising sun, when your surname's Nakano, the chances are exceptional that you will be a family of Koichi, the legendary, many times world sprint champion. Ireland very proud to be 4th in the team pursuit in the women's. Riding particularly well. Great ride from on this occasion. Next heat of the Kirin, and fielding a rider as well. Kirin decided, as you've seen in the previous encounter, a motor-paced event where the motorbike paces the riders at 30 kilometers an hour, and they then build up to 60 or 50 kilometers an hour before the bike leaves the track. Okay, a couple of riders in this round. And see if we can pick up some live results and start lists. Apologies, the system frozen, the internet connection not that brisk on this occasion. Had a couple of problems earlier on with the supply of electricity and momentary freezes on our connectivity. Let's see if we can find them. goes in this event here, the Keirin for men. And we now are on the men's Keirin semi-final, quarter-finals. Pick it up quickly, men's Keirin semi-finals. Have a look if we can pick them up now. Men's Keirin semi-final. Right, here we go. So heat 1 won by EGY. Heat 2 has Sandor Salante from Mexico. That's Nakano now from Japan. Callum Sanders from New Zealand. Kohei Terasaki. We've got Ka Xing Feng as well. The Asians masters of the Keirin. That is where this discipline emanates from. Callum Sanders from New Zealand. Look out for his dark skin suit coming over the top here now. Sanders has had enough of waiting behind this motorcycle. So now it's on. Right, Japan as well. That is Nakano in the white skin suit of Japan, the grey shorts. Instantly jumped into the lead now. Challenge comes over the top. Tempo on. They've still got 2 laps to go when they come around. This is going to be a particularly long sprint as they come around. Now they get the bell. Let's have a look here. The tempo on in absolute earnest as Nakano leads them down the back straight there. Going really well. The Kiwis drop back a little bit, and that is Callum Sanders. Nakano has the lead. They're not going to stop him. Yeah, he's going to qualify for the final in great style. Well done to Nakano from Japan there. That is Shinju Nakano. Then you've got Tion Fe Ager. Kohei Terasaki from Japan as well. Callum Sanders from New Zealand gets fourth, and Kang Shi Feng from Hong Kong in the fifth wheel, whereas Saltonte Sandor of Mexico ends up in the sixth position. Well, very, very good ride. So in the Keirin semi-finals, now we've got the tempo race, which we're going to prepare for. Pick that up quickly. The Omnium, leg 2 of 4. These races come up very, very quickly. So remembering that they allocate a point for every lap that the rider leads. And that keeps the tempo particularly high. Tempo, an interesting race, ran for many years in the United Kingdom. We spoke of tempo races, which is a 10 kilometer for men, 7.5 for the women. They each lap after the first 4 laps is awarded a point. So they go 1 kilometer before the laps start counting. And there are also, of course, 20 laps up for grabs for riders winning or gaining or losing a lap. So Great Britain. That is Tidball, the man who was so good in the elimination last evening. Right, picking up now with the women's sprint, this leg 2 of their semi-finals. To decide now, one up is Cape of England against Veche. And the next round we'll see Emma Hinza with Finucane of Great Britain. Emma Finucane. On the inside, Sophie Capewell. On the near side, in the magnificent Azzurro colours, it is Miriam Veche. Veche, 1 leg down. Brilliant 500 metre time trialist. The Omnium riders preparing in the meantime on the inside of the track. Commissaire gives the whistle. So, Capewell 1 up on Veche. Hinza getting beaten strategically by Finucane in the next run. Let's focus on this one, Italy. Miriam Veche on her birthday here. Nice slow tempo. She's a 3 times bronze medalist at World and European Games and European Championships in the 500-meter time trial, which is her favorite discipline. 500 individual time trial for women, the equivalent of the men's kilometer. And Vece letting Capewell dictate this a little bit. She's also had a second in a team sprint at European Junior Track Championship level. Let's watch now as Capewell. Sophie Capewell out the saddle, cunningly glancing over a saddle, not giving Vece the chance of a run down the banking at her. Both riders in the blue neutral zone. Only one shoulder to guard here, that is Capewell, because if Vece ventures onto the blue, she will be classified as being off the track. There they get the bell. They've left it very, very late. Don't forget, Vece is a 500-meter specialist. She dives up the track to get a run in. This time accelerates. She's got to come off in the back straight if she wants to do it. That is Vece. Capewell has the lead here. She's 1-0 up on Vece. Vece's got a kick. She's got a long way around the banking there. On her shoulder, has she got the kick to the line? No! And just not. I'd say this is a 2-0 win there for Capewell. She goes through in straight sets into the final of the women's sprint. So Great Britain have Sophie Capewell going through into the women's sprint. In Jakarta, she got the bronze medal tonight in the running for the gold and silver runoff. Now we've got Emma Hinze, the almost fabled multiple world champion, 6 times world champion, 4 times European champion, and a bag full of other medals at world and European level as well. Against her, Emma Finucane. Finucane, let's have a look now. She's got the bronze medal from the World Championships in the team sprint in France in 2022. Silver in both Grenchen in the Keirin and team sprint for the European Championships. And then the Commonwealth Games Birmingham, she got the team sprint and sprint bronze medals with part of the Great Britain team. Hinze has drawn one on this occasion. She will be obliged to lead out. This again, look at the stare she's getting from the German. Hinze gives her that $1 million stare. Tries to intimidate the Brit. Finucane, still a younger rider. She is 20 years old, 21 in December. So Hinze, the more mature, more experienced rider, trying to psych her out a little bit. She's going to need all the psychology here because Finucane has been magnificent. Remarkable at the age of 25 for Hinze to be as accomplished. 1.68 meters tall, weighs 63 kilograms. The women sprinters will be running big gears like the men. Probably in the region of 62 front chain wheels and in the region of either a 15 or a 14 rear sprocket. Very little wind tonight in this open-walled, magnificent velodrome of the Cairo International Velodrome, right here in the city center of this pulsating Cairo with its 20 million frenetic inhabitants. City which never sleeps, always on, and in fact established in 969 BC, Cairo, so a very, very old, one of the oldest cities on the planet. Egypt, as we know, the country that brings together 3 continents, Africa, Asia and Europe. What will the continents do here? That's the big question. Emma Hinze of Germany has the lead. Now not letting Finucane out of his sight. She's got to glance over that shoulder. Finucane is being watched over the right shoulder only of Hinze. Is she going to duck on the inside? Hinze making sure she gets to the bell first this time. She's going to swerve up the track. Stop Finucane from coming. Exactly what she does. The last time she lost it on a tactical blunder. This time she's taken the sprinter's lane. Let's see if Finucane can kick over. Very difficult on a small track like this. On her shoulder. Now she goes to the line. And it's going to be awfully, awfully tight. In fact, Finucane has done it. What a remarkable performance as she knocks out and relegates into 3rd place here. Emma Hinze, a magnificent ride from the other Emma. That is Finucane of Great Britain. 2 straight victories. So it's Britain versus each other. And Capewell goes through into the final against the compatriot Emma Finucane Miriam Vecce from Italy will face Emma Hinza in the ride for the bronze medal. Right, well, let's now have a look at the men's Omnium, leg 2 of 4. The first one was a scratch race. Second one now ends up being the tempo event, which is an event very old of standing, not one of the Olympic events or the World Championship events, but the UCI feeling that spicing up and making much more exciting the prestige events like this one with mass start events, and particularly things like the points, the elimination and the tempo. The tempo, after the first 4 laps, the rider crossing the line first gets 1 point, and the rider with the most points at the end of it, he's the winner. Overall, on the aggregated points, the winner of each of the 4 disciplines gets himself 40 points, 38 for second, 36 for third, etc. The rider with the most points at the end of the third of the 4 disciplines, the elimination included, then they go into the points race, and the aggregated points are just added to when they compete in the eventual points race, the final of 4 of the Omnium discipline. Riders just circling, stretching their legs a little bit. Quite a bit of logistics here to get the race underway. Nice field. Boudard, Frenchman Thomas Boudard and Rasmus Pedersen are the top riders in the field. Doornbos getting third in the scratch. Kluger fourth. Elia Viviani, the maestro, there he is in the picture, from Italy. Magnificent in the bunch sprints of the Grand Tours. A multiple European and Italian champion, world champion as well, and the bronze medalist in this discipline at the Olympic Games in Tokyo in 2021, which was part of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, as we remember, delayed by a year through the coronavirus. It's almost as if the globe has forgotten that dreadful time. We've come out of it, and 3 years later, life goes on. We're able to celebrate magnificent events like this one, the second leg of 3 of this 2023 Tissot UCI Nations Cup. The first time in many years that not one of the legs has been held in Europe. Starting off in Jakarta, Indonesia, in February, coming to Cairo, Egypt. What a wonderful setting at this open-walled velodrome, and going on to Milton, Canada in 3 weeks' time for the final. There we see the point standings. Boudard, Pedersen, Doornbos, Kluger, Viviani, Turnbull, Bibic, Havik and Moros, the top 10, with the next page containing the other riders between 11 and 20. Grant Kunz of the United States, 20th. 24 riders in the series, man from the UAE making up the final slot of 24 without points at this stage. This race, as we said, is Turnbull from Great Britain, riding magnificently in the elimination race to win the gold medal there. Boudard, leader in the series. Rasmus Pedersen of Denmark in second wheel. From Belgium, let's have a look at him. That is Fabio van den Boscher. Those familiar blauwe-gouden colours. Today, Rasmus Pedersen in second wheel. Let's have a look here. The Kiwi in the field as well. New Zealand, they've been particularly prominent in the world of track racing in recent years. They are the second place nation after France, after the Jakarta leg, because all the points are aggregated. Don't forget, this absolutely critical here in the hunt for the Olympic qualifications. Sexton in New Zealand, Boudard, Pedersen immediately at each other's throats. Now the starter awaits them as they come around. Pedersen, Boudard, France. Van den Boscher, Belgium. 10 kilometers. First 4 laps will be en masse, just going around. Riders, of course, it's not neutral. They are entitled to attack should they wish. Bosch, Belgium. Those very famous colors, they haven't changed in years. Argentina, and led the lap there. Harvick from the Netherlands in third wheel, Bosch fourth. Mendes of Argentina. Go at the front now. Lithuania. See now when the sprint lap start what the strategy is, what the hard develops. There we go. That indicates the start of the race. Every lap now, the rider crossing the line first will be awarded 1 point. So that's still Mendes. Harvick from the Netherlands. Very, very accomplished endurance rider, already 32 years old, but he's as good on the road as what he is on the track. A man who specializes in the harder criterium and Kermesse type of events, the faster, flatter things in Belgium and Holland, and thus a great track rider. Right, so instant action here. 2 men going away, nothing against the rules there. And that's the United States and Italy's Elia Viviani. What a great sight it is to see an accomplished big name like Viviani grab the lead there. This time riding with Ron Kunz. So they've got points there. Viviani and Kunz grab the points. So Viviani now 2 points to Kunz's 1. Don't forget he led on this lap. Every lap they get points. Van der Bosch of Belgium wants to reward himself with a point here. These 2 men are still away. Viviani and Kunz from the United States. Kunz didn't score well in the opening scratch event, but here he's in the money with Elia Viviani, and what better company could anybody wish for? Each has 2 points now. About a 72-meter advantage over the peloton. Elia Viviani has been prolific since 2006 in the world of cycling, a 17-year career in which he's won many, many world and European titles, Italian titles. He's the current Italian champion at this discipline, also the elimination one of his races, and just a fantastic bike rider. Big clash he had in the Olympic Games as well with Mark Cavendish a couple of Olympics ago. He's just a wonderful, wonderful exponent of this sport. Viviani, then you've got Kunz, then you've got Mendes, then you've got rider from Poland, Austria as well involved there. That's Kovas, Austria. Harvick from the Netherlands in one of the major positions as well. Rider coming across to join now has jumped out of the peloton or out of the bunch. Very high tempo. This is truly a tempo race. Right, that's the Japanese rider who's jumped across it then there. Viviana, Kunz. Japanese rider across the bridge there. Trying to get to Viviani, and Kunz puts him eligible for points. He's in with them at the moment. So he's in the middle of the action there. The race goes on. Points every single lap. Points, points, points. That's what's critical. Viviani has 6 at this moment. Kunz has 4. Mendes 0. Austrian continuously in the action too there. It's Korkas, Rafael Korkas of Austria. Viviani now leads on 6 points. Gets another point as he goes by. Kunz on 5 points. Japanese rider Suke is the rider there in third wheel. He's got 2 points. 23 men have scored. Imamura, Kunz and Elia Viviani on 7 points, the leader of the series. Buda's got to go. Pedersen has to go. Lithuania, their rider in as well. No man's land here, but Imamura from Japan, Elio Viviani and Grant Woods from the United States of America still have a good almost lap lead here. The man from Lithuania trying to bridge that. Has he got the legs? Hasn't he? Aivaras Mikutas from Lithuania, beautiful skin suit, the multi-colors, almost a rainbow skin suit. Mikutas of Lithuania. Right, so he's coming to bridge. It looks like Tidball wants a say in affairs as well, coming across rapidly. Mikutas is running out of legs from Lithuania. He's not going to bridge at this point. Still 3 leaders. That is Viviani, Kunz and Imamura from Japan. That's counting down now. 18 laps on the board. 18 to go. Divide that by 4. It's just over 4 kilometers. Now Imamura stretching them out. Viviani still full of legs. Kunz has to let go. Tidball brings them up. So that is William Tidball, the winner of the elimination now, going high up the banking. Elia Viviani puts another point on the board there. Imamura from Japan with him. Pedersen from Denmark has to keep in touch here, because don't forget himself and Buda of France are the series leaders in the first leg of the stretch race. Now this is the second of 4, 16 laps to go. Viviani on 10 points. What a brilliant points race rider he is. Imamura and Viviani now get swamped by the group. Right, Viviani. Kluge of Germany has a go at the front there. Right, Tidball has a go. He was brilliant in the elimination last night. The first gold medal for Great Britain. He's going to power his way away. What's happened to Pedersen? Buda, where are they in the business here? Viviani leads on points. He slipped back a couple after that very brisk start of his. Has he done enough? He's looked at the points here. There are 13 laps to go, so still 13 points up for grabs. Tidball starts adding to his tally. Right, the Canadians also in with a shout here. All of a sudden, the man from Canada there giving his best to get a couple of points into the bag. Canada's Dylan Bibic. Might be Bibic. US's Kunz really struggling here. The front of the race now. Bibic from Canada. Pedersen from Denmark. He was the series runner-up to Buda after leg 1, which was the scratch race. Now there's a bit of action from the Kiwi, who dives away. Pedersen hesitates. He's not going to close this one. Van der Bosch of Belgium. Then you've got Bibic of Canada. New Zealand. Finally showing a little bit here. Thomas Sexton, a very accomplished man, as he stretches them out, going particularly well there. So that there is the Kiwi at the front of affairs. He's having a good go. Thomas Sexton, 1 point for every time they cross the line. Viviani has 10. Imamura on 5. Sexton now gets 1 point. Sexton on 3 points all of a sudden. He's starting to climb the ladder. How long can he keep this up for? He's flying around. He's got some company coming at him here. And in fact, that company's denied him a point as they go around. It looks like Kluge of Germany who's joined him there. Kluge, highly respected track rider of many years standing. At the front, the Swiss have a little fiddle, but it's Pedersen of Denmark, second overall in the standings up to this race. Now they're really getting the tempo together. This is the tempo race, the second of 4. Viviani still in the lead, Imamura second. Kunz of the United States has lost a bit of contact. Kluge's come up, Sexton, Bibic as well, Moras from Spain, Tidball of Britain. They're all their Doras of the Netherlands. So there's Doornbos, Jana Doornbos of the Orange, the Oranje, the Netherlands. Right, high tempo now. Viviani back in the mix all of a sudden. He's bounced back. They have 4 laps to go now, only 4 points up for grabs. Viviani has 10. Nothing's going to beat him here. He's already won the race. All he's got to do is finish. Buda of France has crept onto the board with 1 point. Doornbos of the Netherlands on 1 point as well. Moras of Spain, Bibic of Canada, Kluge of Germany, Viviani the undisputed winner of this. All he's got to do is finish to keep his points. Right, movement from the front now. Sexton's gone up to 5, joint second with 4 other riders. But a wonderful effort there. That is Imamura starting to amass points now. He's gone away at the right time. They have 2 laps to go. Buda's in the money as well. He's moved up to about 6th, 7th place here. Sexton of New Zealand in third wheel. Imamura. The bell goes now. Elia Viviani can't lose this. Right, Van der Bosche of Belgium. Pedersen of Denmark. Van der Bosche of Belgium. Right, there they come. Sexton all of a sudden now 25th overall. And Imamura 5th place. Picks up 1 point. Let's have a look now at the points there. Sprint number 35 going to Imamura, Shusuke Imamura of Japan. Right, Kluge, Sexton and Thomas have got 20 points each for gaining laps. Right, Kluge, Sexton, Buda, that's a turn up for the books now. They've relegated Viviani and the others because you gain a lap, you get 20 points. The bell's gone now. Sexton, very, very good ride from him, 25 points. Magnificent move, 1 knock on the hammer there, put the nail in its place. And Roger Kluge settled for second. Thomas Buda was third. On this one, second in the stretch. Elia Viviani, the fabled Italian, in fourth. Imamura from Japan, fifth. Grant Kunz from the United States will finish sixth. There they are. Wonderful ride, right at the death. Thomas Sexton, 1 bang of the hammer there, sorting the field out. Roger Kluge of Germany in second. Thomas Buda of France in third. Elia Viviani, the long-time points leader, settles for fourth. And that is the rest of the field. Very exciting. 2 legs down now of this men's Omnium event. The stretch was the opener, won by Buda. Pedersen in the runner-up position. This time it's Thomas Sexton of New Zealand who puts Kluge into second, Buda into third, and very possibly Buda will be the series leader. Indeed he is. Puts Kluge into second, Viviani in third on the series. Netherlands is Doornbos in fourth, and Dylan Bibic of Canada in fifth. That the 11 to 20 positions. Kunz prolific in the tempo race, 15th overall in the series. Right, there we go. So with the riders now just cooling down from that very, very exciting tempo race, and was it huge tempo. Right, now we've got the women's sprint semi-finals, which didn't need a decider. The women getting themselves ready now. Let's just have a look. If we're sticking to the program, we should be the women's Madison final. Right, let's have a look here at the field now. No decider needed in the women's semis. Straight sets victories going to Sophie Capel and her compatriot Emma Finucane, relegating into the ride for the bronze and no medal Miriam Vecchia of Italy against Emma Hinze, the really, really accomplished German star of many, many Olympic and world, well, many world medals, and certainly a notable Olympian as well. Right, so this the second leg of 3 of the 2023 Tissot UCI Nations Cup. These are the riders in the lineup. It's a final, it's a ride for the medals here. France, Italy, Denmark, all the great nations of the world represented here. 19 teams. Mexico, Ireland, the Czech Republic, Spain, Switzerland, and Germany. One of the notables as well. So before the commencement of the second leg of the Tissot UCI Nations Cup, France, New Zealand, Britain, Japan, and the Netherlands were the leading nations on points. Things would have changed now. France have been good, New Zealand good as well, Britain there, so we'll have to see what the amassed points look like at the end of day 2. But going into it, France were in the lead from New Zealand and Britain. Right, the Belgians are the world champions at this. That is Shari Busait and Lotte Kopecky. Clara Caponi of France and Valentine Fortem, both riders here tonight, got the silver medal at the world champs, and Amelie Dedrickson and Julie Leff the bronze at the recent world championships or last year's in France. Right, so Belgium fielding a different start list to the two riders who won the world title, Busait and Kopecky. Tonight the Belgians will be represented, or Belgium will be represented by Katrijn de Klerk and Leon Hesters. Right, the Danes won this in great style. Didrikson and Julie Leff in Jakarta. And they're on the start list here tonight. So let's see if they are going to keep the dominance in the Madison. France got second to them. And Clara Caponi, Valentine Fortem, a formidable duo. Italy got the third in Jakarta. And tonight they're represented here by Matilda Vitillo and Francesca Selva. Sixteen teams, all great nations of the world represented here.
The riders now at defense from Netherlands, Marie Racemakers and Mikey Candidor. From France, Clara Caponi and Valentine Fortem. From New Zealand, Verioni Buddha and
Right, here we go. So half the field lining up on the rail, the others at the bottom of the track. You see Switzerland's Andries Michel and Aline Seitz. At the top of the track, the Netherlands. Always a formidable nation, particularly in women's racing. Ryan Marcus and Van der Day.
And Laura Rodriguez Cordero. From Mexico, Victoria Fortes.
Well, the distance here, 30 kilometers. It sounds like a long way, but it will be just on 35 minutes or so of racing. Don't forget there are sprints every 10 laps, 5, 3, 2 and 1 points. It's going to be a complete humdinger this. The women's gun goes, start running around. Netherlands immediately at the front, Switzerland as well. Dutch unfamiliar bright orange, they've paled off the orange a little bit. Czechia in with their team, look at that hand-sling, very impressive. So this is the women's Madison on the go. Not too much tempo, the ride is rather steadily, 30 kilometers, it's a 35-minute race. Switzerland pedaling around at the front there. Michel Andries and Aline Seitz are their duo. Ireland, Lara Gillespie and Alice Sharp, very successful in the team pursuit, getting fourth just outside of the medals. Delighted with that performance. From Great Britain, formidable team as well, that's Madeleine Leach and Sophie Lewis. The endurance riders are specializing in the team pursuit, as we saw many of these ladies taking part yesterday in the team pursuit, where the sprint-orientated riders go for the team sprint and the individual sprint, the 500-meter time trial et al. Right, there we go, getting a little bit of a pattern here after 10 laps taking the sprint. Just getting a feel for it now as the women start alternating. As we said earlier in our afternoon session, this can be quite a taxing discipline on the upper body. Core strength imperative here, because you've got to have lots of upper body strength to effect efficient slings, to sling in your slow partner and to transfer the momentum from the relaying partner into the relayed partner's bike or into his travel. Ireland, handily placed, lots of experience. France, that bright orange helmet. Great Britain in there as well. Right, Denmark, the Danish duo. That is Dietrichson and Leth. Look out for them. They won the Madison in Jakarta. Perfect change from them on the inside of the track. The bell goes. France have it all to go for here. They've got the bell. The Danes on the wheel. Ireland in with a shout as well for a couple of points. Then Great Britain in fourth wheel. Let's have a look if the French can hold out. Very strategic move there. The top team here, number one, France. Clara Caponi and Valentine Fortin as they come to the line, and they'll get 5 points. Remember, this works on points and laps. Laps are awarded. Lap gains by 20 points. Lap losses by minus 20 points. And the team with the most points at the end wins. So, but Ireland getting 2 points. Well done to the Irish there. Very good ride. Great Britain on 1. And at the tempo now, the Danes, Ireland, Great Britain, France. So there you can see France 5 points, Denmark 3, Ireland 2. Points, of course, all to play for here. Ireland, Lara Gillespie and Alice Sharp. Great Britain, blue shorts, Madeleine Leach and Sophie Lewis. The Germans, a smooth change just in the back of that bunch. So Teutenberg and Browser from Ziska Browser. Lara Gillespie, Alice Sharp. They sling each other in. Go for these. There are a couple of trade teams, 8 to be precise, 50 nations riding here tonight in this magnificent Cairo International Velodrome. The excavation started, interestingly so, in 1991, and the track was eventually finished in 2020, just in time to host the 2021 World Junior Track Championships. Very interesting velodrome. If you look at our shots, it is a perfect wooden track, 42-degree bankings, 12-degree straight bankings, and you can see the exterior. Outside, it's an unwalled velodrome, and that was a strategic decision to allow the view to the historic buildings on the outsides of the velodrome. So it's a beautiful, beautiful Middle Eastern setting here with these old buildings right around the velodrome. Almost like a Piazza Navona, the home of the gladiators of all of those years in Italy. But let's have a look now. Let's concentrate on the race. So the US have a little toddle at the front. France on 5 points, Denmark on 3, Ireland on 2, Britain on 1 are the effective leaders. Riders now going to the west banking. High speed as they go. This will be a bell lap. Ireland have to get this change right, and they do it well. Very, very good change there. Now down the back straight, the United States. Ireland are in. Italy doing a change at the back there. The race for the points here is at France. France coming for the big points, and they get it with Belgium just getting second to them. Good ride from Catherine de Klerk and Eliane Esters here to get the 3-pointer, but the French, Caponi and Fortin, get the maximum points out of this lap. Looking at the points here, France, Denmark, Belgium, 3 each. New Zealand, Ireland, 2 each. Then Great Britain and Czechia on 1 point, the others yet to score. 99 laps to go. Sounds like a lot, but 4 kilometers to the lap here, so it's about 25.2 kilometers to race. In Jakarta, Denmark were the winners, France second, Italy third, New Zealand fourth, Great Britain. Australia were in 6th position, and they aren't here at this tournament. They've decided to miss this one. Right, there we go. The Canadians looking for a change. Britain safe. The United States have changed. The Germans are there. Italy in. Ireland very impressively in the running here. the Netherlands, Rijmakers and Van der Leyen. Quite a big change from the Dutch. They sling each other in. The Belgians at the front now. Look at the change there from Ireland. Near perfect on the inside. You've got to do this properly because you can lose a couple of lengths with a poor change, and the botched one completely loses your position in that group. Watch the Swiss now near the back of the group. Perfect hand sling. Big shove there as the Swiss alternate between their two riders, Andres and Seitz. Black clad Kiwis. Sling from them at the front. They've been prolific in the world of track racing. Bryony Botha and Ali Wollaston. Wollaston at Jakarta was magnificent, winning 3 gold medals on that occasion. She skipped the women's elimination, which she won there as well, and going for the Madison here with Bryony Botha. Botha, of course, a decorated at world level endurance athlete, and Wollaston just absolutely magnificent at Jakarta, and she's going to go on in terms of the pedal to the very, very top of the women's echelon on this wonderful world of track racing. Right, the Danes are getting their turn. New Zealand switch in between Wollaston and Botha. They come up for a change now. At this stage, don't have any points, but let's have a look. The Kiwis are going for the points this time. A great change. They've decided enough of this. Wollaston, Botha, Denmark on their heels there. The Danes winning this with Didriksen in left in Jakarta. Are they going to challenge for the 5 points, or are they going to accept the 3? They kick to the line, and I think Denmark's done it. They've done enough there to get the 5 point. We'll wait for the commissaires to put our score on the board. But Botha deciding that she's going now with the Danes. Right, Denmark getting those points. 8 points now. New Zealand still off the board. Well, they've got 3. They should come up into our score pretty shortly on 5 points. Denmark on 8 in second. France the leaders. Danes putting a lot of effort into endurance racing. They're not too strong in the sprint disciplines, but in the men's and women's endurance disciplines, they are almost without peer. They really are rising tremendously in the team pursuit realm, in the elimination realm, in these omniums, and of course in the Madisons. So there we go, the Dutch lead. Those are the leaders as we map Mexico on the inside. There we go. Botha, Wollaston of New Zealand. The Danes, Didriksen and Leff. New Zealand. Then Great Britain. The Dutch in contention too, keeping an eye on things. Rijmakers and Van der Leyen. The leaders now going to the west banking. A bit of hesitation from the Danes here. Rijmakers up the track. They're going to switch and sling in. Perfect change. No time lost, in fact, only gain. Right, looking at the points now. France on 10, Denmark 8, New Zealand 5. Belgium, Ireland, the Netherlands are the other point scorers. We have 84 laps to go. Just 21 kilometers. Denmark's menacing Didriksen and Leff. They have the lead. Come in for a big sling there. A little bit of switching in the back as the Belgians fall back out of that. Changing partners. Here we go. Germany get their turn. Look at that. If there'd been a bell lap, would have been the ideal point to change, with only 250 meters to go, but the Danes on them, always keeping an eye. Didriksen and Leff. Here it goes, the bell lap. Out the saddle, the Germans. Maybe they've got too much to do this time. Denmark on the wheel. The Brits change too late to contest this one. Bit of a bad change there. Are they going to kick up and over? Doesn't look like it. It looks like it's Germany and Denmark. The French in that one as well. The Brits having a go for the 1 point. Whoa! And as they get to the line, going to be very, very tight indeed. Right, so the overall aggregate points at this moment, France, Denmark, New Zealand and Britain, the top 4 nations. 79 laps to go. Just below 20 kilometers. Ireland have 3 precious points. Right, France, Denmark and Great Britain now are in the lead. The Danes have leveled the tables on France. So the effective front rider is theoretically the leader, while it all happens on points and on laps here. Right, Ireland coming up for a change down the back near the top of the track. Here we go. Belgium, the French, bright orange helmet, a lovely marker there of the French duo, Capone and Fortin. Watch their change. They sling each other in. Ireland, Belgium. Now the Kiwis do it. Bryony Botha and Ali Wollaston, all in the black colours, typical of New Zealand. The feared, fabled rugby team, the All Blacks, the enemies of many in the world of rugby. One of the great rugby nations, if not the greatest. Now the United States get a chance to change. A lovely shot of them there, as Lily Williams and Megan Jastrab alternate. Now the Brits do it. Madeleine Leach and Sophie Lewis. Right, the lap's ticking away preciously, slowly. Botha and Wollaston in the black have the lead for New Zealand. The Dutch team on their wheel, on the outside. Now the Kiwis will change, and a very smooth, smart shift that is. Wollaston revered for a wonderful performance at Jakarta, in which she won 3 disciplines, 3 gold medals for New Zealand. The Dutch, pale orange instead of the erg helder oranje of the Dutch. So significant, huge supporters in their sports, so of their sporting codes the Dutch are. Leaders in the world of women's cycling, on the road for sure. Without peer there on the track, Great Britain always a force to be reckoned with, the French, New Zealand and the Dutch. Those would be the top 4 nations in the world of women's racing. Wollaston and Botha. The Dutch now have a shot at this one as well. And it's Rijmakers and Van der Deen. Are they going to change? Down the back straight they go. The Dutch have the lead here. Challenging for second. Botha and Wollaston to the line. Whoa. France get 2. New Zealanders get the 5 points. Netherlands get 3. So the Kiwis outgunning the Dutch here, right at the line. Right, France 13. Denmark, New Zealand. The Kiwis have improved tremendously. And Rijmakers and Van der Deen in the orange. They're going to shift now, change. Very smooth, a great shift. A great change. Now the turn of the Swiss. Michelle Andres and Aileen Seitz representing Switzerland on this occasion. Right, France still preciously 3 points ahead. Botha and Wollaston do their changeover. The Irish in there as well. Germany. Teutenberg and Brauser. Great pursuit of Brauser. Medalist at world level on multiple occasions as well. United States trying to change. They're one rider on the inside, the one caught, and there they make contact. Spain have been there, a little bit quiet. Rate and Rodriguez from Spain. Rijmakers, Van der Deen of Holland in the orange colours. They're going to change. Lovely shot. If you look at that building on the far side of the picture next to our scoreboard, that is one of the historic buildings on the perimeter of the Cairo International Velodrome. New Zealand, Canada, Switzerland, Ireland, Germany, they're all there. 65 laps to go, dividing that about 16 kilometers still to race. The Danes been dominant. Didrikson and Leth, they won this race in Jakarta. France got second, Italy third, to them New Zealand fourth, Great Britain fifth, and Australia absent on this occasion in the 6th position. Czechia now have a go at the front as well. They've been very strategic. You haven't seen much of them. That's Sevichkova and Memkova, Barbora Menkova, and Petra Sevichkova of the Czechia team, formerly the Czech Republic. And now the Danes. again. Wonderful endurance athletes. Didrikson, left. Great Britain. Leach and Lewis, the bell goes again. That's the 60-lap bell. Great change there from Britain. They should challenge. The Danes have taken the lead down the back, but Britain looked like they could challenge. Netherlands as well kicking up there. Rijmakers and Van der Deen. Now to the line, the Danes. Are they too strong? Yes, in fact, Britain surrenders. They're going to be happy to go with the three-pointer. Netherlands will get 2, and the Kiwis will end up with 1 additional point from that sprint encounter. That puts Denmark on top of the boards. They've just taken France. France now on 14 points in second. The lead has changed. New Zealand on 10. Britain on 8. So Denmark, France, exactly the standings of the Jakarta. Italy with third, absent now. At the top of the board, that is. No points to speak of. And New Zealand, who were fourth to Italy's third, are now in the third position. Right, Ali Wollaston, much vaunted, highly reputed. Everyone says look out for her, the rising star of women's world racing. Bryony Botha, medalist at world level. Denmark still in the lead to France, exactly a repeat result of the previous leg in Jakarta. Watch the Danes now, and a bit of movement over the top. There we go, a little bit of action over the top. New Zealand instantly respond. Botha and Wollaston, great combination. Germany, Teutenberg and Brauser as they grab the lead there. That's a proverbial lead because the points dictate the lead. And Italy now starting to show just a little bit. The Italians represented on this occasion. Great, great nation that they are. And this Francesca Selva and Matilde Vitillo, the Italian duo here. Germans Brauser and Teutenberg. Botha Wollaston, Ireland. Lara Gillespie and Alashar. Dutch in as well. Now the tempo really going up. The French have put the hammer down. A response there from Germany. Italy in contention as well. They've bounced in. Maybe their strategy's been wait for the 50-lap mark and then start putting the hammer down. Italy always very tactical, hot-blooded nation. And now the Italians, Francesca Selva and Matilde Vitello, they're not going to fight fresh legs for the points. They're rather looking for the more fatigued points to come up, fatigued leg points. And here they are. They've bounced right to the top of the pace of the race here. No points yet, but they're going to start picking them up pretty soon if they ride like this. Italy lurking. The French lead this one out. Germany, the Italians are going to be on the board now. New Zealand, Bryony Botha and Wollaston will get 1 point. Ireland just out of the points there. So Italy end up 2 points on the board. They've moved up into about the 8th position. France have regained the lead from Denmark. What an interesting and exciting battle this is. The French, Caponi and Fortin, both really, really highly regarded women cyclists, and a magnificent result here from them in this women's marathon. Caponi and Valentin, of course, the second place riders at the World Championships in 2022. Didrikson and Leth got the bronze medal from Denmark. So these two nations always at each other's throats in the marathon. Ireland, wonderful championship they've had, finishing 4th in the women's team pursuit. Now they have the pace here. The United States have bounced back to come and take up a bit of pacing. Ireland, let's see what their strategy is. Not quite a sprint lap yet, it's on 47. We've got 7 laps before the bell will go again, 46 to be precise. Poland. That's Pikulik and Vankovic of Poland. The white tops with the red shorts, just changing at the back of our picture. The Germans get their turn, Teutenberg and Brauser. In In the opening days, a couple of years back, and I'm talking 30, 40 years, the hand slings were reserved for professional riders only. Amateurs had to do short slings, where the rider relaying his partner would be on the outside. The partner being relayed would grab hold of the shorts of the relaying partner and sling him or her forward. Often the rider's putting a rolled up sock or a similar object on their left hip to act as a handle for the handover sling from their partner. Whoa, the Germans do it at high speed in the back of the bunch there. The Danes now, still keeping the tempo high. Didriksen, Leth, bronze medal at the World Championships in France just last year. Powering around. The French keep a continuous eye on them. They dare not let them go. The United States in the mix as well. Switzerland this time sneaking forward there. And Michel Andres and Aileen Seitz in the red jersey with the white cross, so significant of Switzerland as they go around the Danes. Just watch the Danes here. They know it's a points lap. This is a beautiful tactic. Switzerland kicks over the top. This is going to be an exciting sprint here because Switzerland are after some points. They're not going to manage their shift in time to be significant there. A little bit of a slip there, but it looks like it's the Kiwis kicking over the top. Buerta and Wollaston, wonderful ride there. They're creeping up now. They'll get 5 points to go level with Denmark. Denmark got 2 on this one. They still have a 2-point plus advantage, so they are at the moment 6 to 8 points ahead of the Danes. Wollaston and Buerta. Now it's the turn of Rijmakers and Van der Deen of the Netherlands to change. Very smooth change, Buerta. Consummate professionals here in Wollaston. The Danes change. They're up at the top of the board. France has just snuck a point up on them there. Regained the lead. The World Championship silver medalists, Clara Caponi and Valentine Fortin, have jumped into the lead here. The bronze medalist at the World Championships, Amelie Didriksen and Julie Leth, are in second wheel. Right, looking now at the Jakarta results. And the Madison for women won by Denmark, with France ending up in a second wheel, Italy in third, New Zealand fourth. The coaches really pensive here, almost biting their fingernails. It would be the right thing to do. The laps counting down, 36 laps to go, 9 kilometers. Easy math on that one. Ireland over the top, still very much part of the mix on 3 points here. Switzerland wait for the change. Czechia in with it. Germany power over the top. Great Britain in there as well. Poland just relaxing off the back. The Dutch, they've been prominent. Rijmakers and Van der Deen didn't get a medal at in Jakarta in this discipline. The Italians, who were in the money, they got third in Jakarta, starting to climb the ladder. 2 points, but looking a little bit more active now as the laps are ticking away. Rijmakers, Van der Deen. The Italians do a gentle change there. Rijmakers, Van der Deen at the front. Italy. Selva, Francesca Selva and Matilda Vitillo, the duo from Italy. Pace has gone a bit easy now. Ireland not having any of that. The Germans on their wheel. The Danes fighting France for the lead continuously. The Kiwis are going to be there and thereabouts at all times, and they probably look the pick of the night along with the Danes. France prolific as well. Very highly pedigreed team they are. These changes critical. It could go to the last sprint. Only 1 point between first and second, and another 2 points down to third. Bell goes. The Kiwis have the line in sight. The Danes are on their wheel. Germany with that bright orange pinky helmet, and Ireland are looking for a point here as well. Climbing into the mix now, Poland, who are lowly placed. They don't have any points, and the Irish, a wonderful sprint from them as they get a couple of points certainly there. France atop of the board. Let's just see what happens to the scores now. France getting 5, Denmark 3, Britain 1, and the Irish move up to 5. Well done to the green team. Now 29 laps to go, dividing that by 4, about 8 kilometers in 2 laps time. France, the new leaders. Denmark in second. New Zealand third. The margin growing now. 3 points cushion on Denmark. 5 down to New Zealand. 7 down to the Netherlands. Looks like there's a pattern forming, almost a little bit of hesitation, maybe just a small truce in this group of women's finalists in this Madison event, the America as it's called in many circles. Emanating, of course, from Madison Square Gardens in New York City, where in the 1800s and the early 19s they had regular professional racing, and the Madison, one of the favorites on those velodromes those days, which started off circular and then became oval, and a very, very popular entertainment form for the folk of New York in 100, 120 years ago. Those professionals absolutely revered in the United States, and with it being the venue of these relay events of this ilk and of track meetings, the Madison name has stuck as the title of this event. United States have the track lead at the moment, but it's all about points. France have the lead from Denmark, New Zealand. Spain having a little go at the front now. One of the big cycling nations, certainly on the road as well. Great Britain, looking for money and a medal, there's no question here. Madeleine Leach and Sophie Lewis. Finishing in 5th in Jakarta. Kiwis, Buerta, Wollaston. Time to change. The Danes go safely over the top here. Ali Wollaston, magnificent in Jakarta with 3 gold medals. First appearance at this tournament, and this day 3 of 4, tomorrow the final day. Today we still have the women's sprint final to come and the men's omnium. Points race is still to go. The omnium third leg as well, the elimination, which will be an absolute humdinger. Still to come as the Danes change here. Diedrichsen, Julie Leff. Wollaston, Buerta, French duo, the Danes in there, the Dutch in there as well. France now 2 points only, the margin shrinking. Denmark pegging back at them. Every sprint critical. 5, 3, 2 and 1 points up for grabs. But the final sprint, double points. Do not lose that out of sight. Take cognizance of the fact that there are double points up for grabs in the final sprint, so making it 10, 6, 4 and 2 instead of the 5, 3, 2 and 1. As the Danes again dictate the pace, heading over to France on this occasion. The United States on the inside, Great Britain in 4th wheel. The Dutch girls switch, Maddie's Rijmakers and Van der Duyn. $16 laps to go. 2 sprints, the one at 10 and then the big finish for double points. France 2 points, not enough to sleep well if there's any sleep between now and the finish, 16 laps away. Denmark in 2nd wheel, New Zealand 3rd on 21. And the Dutch lurking in 4th. They're looking for a medal here. They're a long way down. They'll have to jump a lap to do it. Otherwise, the medals are concluded. So even if the Dutch win the last one, their 10 points will not put them onto the podium. So the podium sorted unless one of the teams jumps across and takes a lap. The Dutch would have to take a lap. Other teams from Britain down can't win it even if they gain a lap. They've got 10 points plus a lap, 30 points still in the bag. Let's not give up any hope. So team lapping, a lowly placed team, or Great Britain for that matter, could get 10 plus 20. They could get 30 points if none of the others score, and put them 39 to the 26 of France, Denmark, etc. Right, focusing on it. Ireland have a go at the front. Switzerland behind them. The French are next. The Wollaston-Botha team, or Wollaston-Botha. Right, the bell goes. The penultimate sprint. Ireland determined to get some points here. The Swiss are going to change, which will stall the rest of the field and give Ireland a chance for some points here. The Swiss recovering. They're going to start kicking down the back now. They've got the banking and they're going to come over the Irish here. The Swiss, a wonderful victory there as Switzerland, Michel Andres and Aileen Setz get themselves 5 points. One sprint to go. France. Denmark. France now 5 points clear of Denmark. New Zealand on 22. In Jakarta it was Denmark who beat France. This time the French have certainly got a 5-point cushion with one sprint to come. Remember, it's double points in that finale. United States going along as well, but the big issue here, the medal positions. New Zealand in a certain bronze medal, unless a team gains a lap. Denmark, well, they could be challenging Denmark for the silver. And Denmark still breathing hot wind down the necks of the French at this point. Denmark certainly taking the bull by the horns here, tackling the French, scuff of the neck. And as they relay each other, going down the back straight now. French glued to their wheel. Ireland in there. Botha and Wollaston in fourth wheel. Bit of fresh life from the United States duo. And that's Lily Williams and Megan Jastrap. Laps counting down. Going to be very difficult to grab a lap here. The Brits trying to do that or to get the double points at the end. Great Britain have jumped away there in great style. Let's have a look and see if they can lap the other riders in 6. They'll have to absolutely fly to the wire now. Great Britain, they've thrown caution to the wind here. Madeleine Leach and Sophie Lewis, that team of Brits, running out of gas a little bit here. They're not going to get a lap, but they could hold on to maybe get the double points at the end. Their objective was to try and gain a lap. The Germans won't hear of that. They are instantly trying to close. New Zealand waiting for a change. The Brits going. Right, Britain flying along here. So huge tempo at the moment now. As Britain goes along, they're trying to steal a lap on the field. Germany countering. Denmark countering. The French countering as well. What'll happen here? 3 laps to go. Britain have a good lead, but it's in hunt of double points. It won't be a lap take here that they're after at all. Denmark going to close that gap quite rapidly. France stuck on their wheel. The Kiwis. Poland also up now. Everybody looking for those vital double points. Germany in there too. Rijmakers and Van der Deen of the Netherlands. Now, let's see what happens. They've just had a change. Great Britain the last lap. The bell goes. Are they going to get the 10 points? A big tussle here for the 10-pointer. Looks like Britain going really well. And Denmark now challenging with all that they've got. The Kiwis in. The French coming back at them as well. These two teams, France and Denmark. It looks like it's going to be France there because they're kicking up at Denmark. Denmark wins the lap. France gets second. Great Britain third. France gains 6 points. Denmark gains 10. Oh, 1 point in it at the end of it all. Can you believe that? France turning the wheel there, turning the tables on the Danes from Jakarta. Losing, going down by just 1 point Denmark. Absolutely enthralling stuff. A fantastic ride from Clara Caponi and Valentine Fortin of France there, beating the Danish duo into second wheel. Denmark represented by Didriksen and Leff, and the Kiwis of Botha and Wollaston in third wheel. Wonderful, wonderful ride. Vive la France there. A magnificent effort from them as the silver medalists at the Tokyo Olympics, Clara Caponi and Valentine Fortin, beat the bronze medalists at the same games into the bronze medal here on this occasion, or into the silver medal on this occasion, Amelie Didriksen and Julie Leff. So there we have it. It's all on points. France in the gold medal, Denmark in the silver, and New Zealand in third. Worst position of the lot, fourth, unfortunately, that one off the podium. Very tough position to fill. These are the riders on the second page. So brilliantly run women's Madison, just the way it should be. Well done to these women from all the top nations of the world. really, really exciting and magnificently contested race. Ding-dong battle between the favourites Denmark and certainly the second favourites France. New Zealand not to be sneezed at. They are always a factor in women's endurance and even in the women's sprints for that matter. So wonderfully, wonderfully run Madison. Hotly contested, going down to a solitary point at the end of the 30-kilometre women's Madison. So Valentine Fortin of France there, a brilliant ride from her as they tied up for Les Bleus. And she's only 23 years old, comes from Toulouse in France. And very, very impressive medal record. World Championships, she's a silver in the Madison and a bronze in the team pursuit. The same World Championships in her home nation, in her home country. European Championships in Grenchen in Switzerland, got a gold in the elimination, silver in the scratch, silver in the elimination in Grenchen in 2023, and a bronze in the team pursuit at Munich in the European Championships. So good ride from Fortin there. Really going well for France. Brilliant effort. And Caponi of France, her compatriot and teammate on this occasion. Very good result from them. So Clara Caponi, only 24 years old, comes from Aix-en-Provence, as we start focusing now on the women's sprint. There goes that $1 million stare again from Emma Hinze. Just trying to intimidate her opponent a little bit here. And the opponent on this occasion is Great Britain's, in fact, my apology, it's Italy's Miriam Vecce. Vecce, on her birthday, turns 26 today in the familiar azzurro blue colors of Italy, on the inside of the track. The German, much more experienced. The inside rider, more of a time trialist. The multiple medalist and the Italian champion, European champion as well, at the 500-meter women's time trial. Hinze been prolific in a great many disciplines on the track, and this is going to be a really, really exciting ride. Hinze very tactical. Vecce gives the impression that she's a little bit more of a time trialist than a pure tactical and strategic sprinter, but let's have a look now and see which tactics she brings to the table. Vecce at world level, bronze medals only. Hinze for Germany, a regular gold medalist. World Championships, Kieran, she's won the team sprint and she's won the sprint in 2020, of course with Germany. Kieran, individual victory there was Hinze. Tokyo, second in the team sprint with Leah Friedrich, and fourth in the women's sprint. Hinze winding it up. Lots of experience, lots of tactical knowledge. She's grabbed the lead. I get the impression that Vecce, not that slick tactically yet, she'll develop as she goes along. Hinze's got her where she wants her, commits early. Time trialist will have a good turn of speed. Vecce, let's see if she can kick over her in that west banking. Doesn't look like it. Hinze looks like she's just got too much in the tank for her. So Hinze goes one ride up to the Italian Vecce, who is one down at the first of the best of three rides. So brilliant ride here from Hinze, and the next ride going to be a very interesting one. But Hinze, a multiple world champion, she's really been absolutely everywhere in the world of cycling, and as early as 2016, third in the World Championships, third in the Kieran, and she's just been so prolific. In 2020, first in the Kieran, first in the team sprint, and first in the sprint at World Championship level, a 3 times world champion of those championships. Right there we see it, one ride down in the women's ride between Vecce and Hinze. Now 2 riders from the same country. In Jakarta, these two had exactly the same scenario for the bronze medal, which was won by Emma van Nieuwkerk, beating Sophie Speedwell on that occasion. Let's see if the bigger occasion gets Speedwell the advantage over van Nieuwkerk. Very difficult for these two to compete like this. They are both members of the British women's team sprint outfit.
Britain going down into the bronze medal position in the team sprint. France beating them there. China, the gold medalists, and Germany in second wheel on that occasion. So let's look at this. Let's keep an eye on the two Brits. So that's Speedwell who has the Capewell who has the lead, Sophie Capewell. Finucane hovering behind her. Sophie Capewell hoping to beat her rival, turn the tables from Jakarta. Finucane just outgunning her on that occasion for the bronze medal. Now these two competing for the gold. Right, there we go. Now, Capewell, Finucane. Capewell on your right-hand side. Finucane, the rider behind. They're going to come up and get the bell when they come around. You're only 250 meters to go then. It's about 300 now. 250 as they cross the line and the sprint is committed. Down the back straight they go, and that is Capewell who has the lead. Finucane's got a challenge in the banking. It's a long way around. She's got on her shoulder. Is she going to come off her? Finucane to the line. They go, and oh, very interesting there. That's a photo finish. I would in fact give it a Capewell. From the angle we're looking at here, 69 kilometers an hour. The peak speed there as the riders cross the line. Really, really quick. These women sprinters riding in the region of 60-tooth chain wheels and maybe even 14-tooth sprockets. That's not an easy one. We've referred that, and the ride over the top. It looks like Finucane, in fact, might have got up to her. Now we've guessed both ways, and we'll have to... Oh, yes, it is, in fact. Over the top she comes. That is Finucane, who's just 2 centimeters faster than her compatriot Sophie Capewell on this occasion. She'll go one right up with that to come. That's it. Emma Finucane, 1-0 over Sophie Capewell. So the men's Omnium elimination now. This the third of 4 disciplines. Right, let's take a look at our lineup. Again, we're going to have a start. This the standings after the tempo race. Right. Let's have a look now. This race running, the old title for it was the Devil Take the Hindmost, where the rider last crossing the line every other lap is eliminated. Remember that the rearmost extremity of the bike is judged, and that for the elimination. So they look at the backmost part of the rear wheel to call off the last rider crossing the line every other lap. Colloquial name for this race, the Devil Take the Hindmost. A race in which there are 2 ways to do it. You live dangerously on the back outside of the bunch, or you live much more safely on the front inside. But the front inside riders have to make the pace, where the riders in their slipstream have it slightly easier theoretically, but these tracks go up and down at the straights and bankings. So definitely the good position to be would be on the inside, maybe in first or second wheel, with the opportunity of overtaking on the outside rather than boxed on the inside. You never know when the riders swarm over the top. And there is the legendary Elia Viviani. Brilliant rider. Fantastic to see these men, the top riders in the world, come and do battle here. So rider 31, that is Italy's Elia Viviani. Just so disciplined, talented, ridden track and road with aplomb. He's got so many accolades. If one had to add that up as a rap sheet in criminal terms, he'd never ever get out of prison. He really is a formidable rider. Since 2006, he's been everywhere which matters. That huge battle with Mark Cavendish as well at the Olympic Games. And it's just wonderful to see the very, very top names come and ride here. Right, so in 2021, the Italian points race champion. 2022, the world elimination champion. So with this being an omnium, he doesn't get to wearing the world colors, but had it been the elimination standalone, Viviani would have had the arc-en-ciel rainbow colors. He's also the European champion at the elimination. And what a fantastic track record he's got. The Italian omnium champion, Italian points champion, regular 6-day rider, third in the omnium at the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo. That's Viviani. What more can we say about this legend? That's Buddha, the leader of the series at this point. Pensive faces as you look down the start ranks. Right, let's have a look now at the lineup here. Belgium, one of the foremost nations of the world in the world of cycling. Lithuania in as well. Mikutas, we saw him there. Feinbo of Denmark. Van den Bosch of Belgium. The Blauwe Garde, that famous blue jersey which hasn't changed at all in all the years of cycling. Greats like Eddie Merckx, Patrick Sercu, they've all worn that jersey. The Boonens of this world, you name it, they've all had that jersey. What an honor it is to represent a country like Belgium in international events of the silk. Remember now, we're going to call off riders after the first neutral lap. There will be a shot the race is on, there'll be a neutral lap, and then they start calling off riders. So Mendes immediately jumps into the lead there. Kokas of Austria. There goes the bell indicating a hot lap. It's not the last lap, it just means a hot lap. Now the last rider crossing the line is going to be eliminated until there's one rider standing. Right, let's have a look now. New Zealand, they're all there. Very compact. They cross the line. Rider sounds like 57. That is the Dane. And it's goodbye to him, unfortunately. So the Danish rider being called off here. And let's have a quick look. 57 perhaps. Denmark, we'll see now. 47, that is Anders Feinbo of Denmark. So he's gone. Right, Lithuania. Bell lap, hot lap. Dangerous at the back. You don't want to be in that back like the rider from the United States hovering in danger territory, because you've got to accelerate all the way around the top. Cut on the inside, you run into traffic. Around the top, it's a long, long up and down route, like a roller coaster for these riders. Argentina gets the call on this occasion, unfortunately. So he's gone. That is Mendes that they've called off there. Right, the bell goes again. This here is the Dutch rider who's jumped into the lead. He doesn't want to be eliminated at all. Let's pick them up now. Buddha, they're all there. Havik, very nice guys. Havik always chats to everybody and riding a magnificent race here, hugging that sprinter's lane, ensuring that they don't call him off. Francis Buddha on his wheel. Oh, let's have a look now. 29 from Israel gets the call, and that's not a call you want. That's Rotem Tene of Israel. That's not a call of reward, unfortunately. It's a call of elimination that they give you if you are the last man crossing the line on any of these hot laps. Let's look now. Precarious, right at the back there, the United States. Czechia, precarious. Israel. That is Israel that gets called off. Right, the United States gets the call. Dangerous, he was hanging around the back there, not the place to be. Grant Kuntz, unfortunately knocked out. Very prolific in the opening 3 events, but this time gets to be out of this elimination. The bell goes again, another hot lap. Let's bring the riders around. Kokas of Austria, Havik of the Netherlands, Van den Bosche, Bibic of Canada, but let's focus on the back as they cross the line. Oh, that's Ireland, unfortunately. Right at 26, we get the call. Another hot lap here. Right, let's have a look now. Whoa, that's dangerous. That is the Swede who gets the call of elimination here. And they're going to pull him off in just a minute. So that is Gustav Johansson as the bell goes yet again. It's an relentless bell this, because every other lap, it's every 500 meters they call off one of the contenders. Still lots of riders left. It gets really exciting with 5 or 6 to come. Denmark safely there. Viviani safe as well. Oh, that is Kokas of Austria that gets the chop this time. And again the bell goes. No respite for these riders. Great position around the front there. Tidball of Great Britain. The Kiwi looking really comfortable as well. Focus on the back of the race. Dangling dangerously, the man from Namibia. Oh, to the line they go. Judges call that one. And it's going to be Venezuela. Unfortunately, that is Clever Jose Martinez Morris who gets the elimination there. Right, so the points now, 24th, 23rd, 27th, 17th position. We're riding now for 16th when the bell goes. Very exciting race to watch live as well. Spectators often participate in nominating the man to be called off here. That is rider 33. Lithuania, the man in that multicolored skin suit, has to leave at this point. That is Ivaris and Mikutas as the bell goes yet again. Mikutas leaving. Right, now Japan. Very comfortable. Imamura is high up in the points. The rider coming off voluntarily there by the looks of it. Deciding he's not going to contest. Right, the United Arab Emirates getting their rider called off here. And that is Al Manasuri. The bell goes again. 15 now. Getting tougher and tougher to stay alive here. The Swiss rider dangerously poised. Valery Tebo, has he got something? Is he going to kick over the top? Is he going to get the... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Very close between himself and the rider on the inside. That is Havik, unfortunately. Oh, that's a tough call there. He's one of the big contenders from the net. No, it's not him. Not him. But it is Havik who has the call off there. Right, the bell goes again. Right, let's watch this again now. Getting really tight. Right at the back, dangling precariously. Is he from Japan? Is that Samamura is going to fight his way back into it? And this dangerous New Zealand turn, you see, got trapped on the inside there. Caught up with nowhere to go as they call off Thomas Sexton of New Zealand. Now Buda, the Frenchman, he's the leader of the series in that bright orange neon helmet. He's got to do something because he finds himself in bad space there. He has to improve. Kicks over the top, taking the Swiss Thibaut technically out here. The Dane, dangerously positioned. Him and Buda were the big instigators. Rasmus Pedersen, is that his turn? Let's wait for it. That is Rasmus Pedersen. Very highly placed. That's a turn up for the books as they call off the Dane. Now it goes again. Viviani safely tucked in the middle. He's the master of bunch sprints. This group of 18 riders not going to scare a man like him. And he's the master of swimming his way through those big pro pelotons in the Grand Tours. Very comfortable here in company like this. Thibaut dangerous. He's living dangerously. Is this his turn? And it looks like it. The Swiss. Let's look and see. No. Imamura of Japan gets the call. That unfortunate call. They've rescinded the decision. That is good. They've rescinded the decision. Imamura lives on, but he's come out. So that's very, very unfortunate for him. Right, let's have a look now. This coming down to the sharpish end of the men's elimination in this Omnium. Leg 3 of 4, one to come the points race. This goes about points, 40 points for the eventual first place here, 38 for second, etc. They amass those points, and in the points race they add to those points, whichever points are scored. A bit of nudging there, the Belgian and the Swiss rider, Van der Bosche and Thibaut, true professionals, elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder there, as they don't want to get trapped on the inside. Right, they've re-allowed Imamura back in. It was called a no call, no decision, Mabukoma says. Right, so the race is back on. They neutralized it for a second. Imamura back on. Right, and there they go, instant action. Now the bell goes, another hot lap. They are now right at the end of this. Let's have a look here. This is the sprint lap. About 8 or 9 riders left, just counting them very quickly. Van der Bosche in there, Bibic. Čekčić has the rider in as well. Moras of Spain, and over the top comes the big battle. Is this the turn of Thibaut? Switzerland, he's lived dangerously. No, Moras of Spain gets the call. Unfortunate call there. Not the one you want to hear, but it's your turn, it's your turn. Right, the Spanish rider not heeding the call. Now he does. Right, now Boudin, the Frenchman, as he kicks over the top. Look out for that neon helmet. Very easy to spot him. Babic of Canada, the tall rider. Bibac of Canada, the tall man. In the famous light blue colors of the land of the maple leaf. Right, now Imamura, the Japanese rider, takes the lead. He got such a fright when they called him off and re-let him in. It's like a stay of execution. Right, now you've got Doornbos of the Dutch in that orange Oranje skin suit of his. Imamura, Buda. Rider from the Czech Republic is Kadlec. Tidball of England, Great Britain. Blue shorts, white top. Czechia unfortunately gets the call, and that's Kadic who has to leave. Now getting to the real sharp end of the race. Viviani in the blue, the Azure blue. Van der Bosche, the Belgian. Tidball of Great Britain. Imamura of Japan. Buda of France. Doornbos in the Dutch pale orange skin suit. Not that typical bright oranje that they're so proud of. Van der Bosche goes over the top. Van den Bosche of Belgium. Buda of France in the bright neon helmet. They don't want to get in. Oh, and it looks like Doornbos of the Netherlands. Yeah, he's going to get it. Indeed, it is him. Imamura left. Viviani, Kluge, Tidball, Buda, Bibic, and, of course, Van den Bosche of Belgium to fight this out. Right, it looks like Buda is going to get the call this time. He's the series leader on points. And if he doesn't improve now, he's going to get the sharp challenges. He's in the back there. What can he do? He fans up. It's a long, hard way around the top, and he's safe. This time it's Imamura, no question, as they call off the Japanese rider there, the white top and the grey shorts of their trade team, rather than that famous white with the red dot jersey of Japan. Van der Bosche, Bibic, Buda, Tidball, Kluge, Viviani. That's who they are. Right, the Canadian, Bibic, tall figure on the inside, Van der Bosche on his outside, Tidball on his inside. Kicking over the top, Kluge the German. Buda in that bright neon helmet. Viviani in the colori italianesi in that azure blue there. Very comfortable. What a magnificent bike rider is he. Tidball, who won the elimination in great style, the individual elimination, has to bow the knee here and bow out of this one. But a good ride from him. Very pleased with his victory in the elimination title race. Now it's the Omnium. Van der Bosche, Bibic, Viviani, Buda, Kluger. That's how they go down the back straight. Van der Bosche of Belgium, Viviani in that Italian azure blue skin suit. Buda, the points leader in the series. Kluger up in the points as well. And it's probably Kluger. Unfortunately, the German's going to get the call there. Let's just wait for the commissaire's decision. They call Van der Bosche. That didn't look like it, but we'll see. Right, they've waived the decision. Definitely not Van der Bosche. So they're going to neutralize this. We didn't think it was Van der Bosche of Belgium. Right, they've rescinded that decision. They should neutralize now, so no break should be permitted. Viviani responding. Race is neutralized, so we hope that Kluger heeds that. Neutral, they'll have to regroup. Unless they regard Kluger's advantage as having been established at the time of neutralization. We doubt that very much. Buda. Toma Buda, the points leader. Elia Viviani of Italy, multiple world champion, Grand Tour rider, stage winner at world level. Bibic of Canada. Buda there in that bright orange neon helmet. Kluger of Germany. Roger Kluger. These riders all famous in many ways. They've established their names. They've been successful at world level. Many of them on the track and road. This a elimination race which suits the endurance riders at piste level, track level, and indeed neutralized at the moment. They're just riding around, getting the regrouper more here. Look at that call. Look at the call. It's definitely should have been Kluger with out committing to that. So commissaires there calling a no call, no elimination. They'll regroup. And Kluger has the nod here. Still under the yellow flag of neutralization. Experienced men like Viviani will be going as slowly as what he can, or as fast as he can, to hold Kluger off, depending on where he is. Gives them a wonderful opportunity of recovery. Viviani, of course, a master of the anaerobic work like this, where you've really got to have a tremendous recovery. And those last 10 or 15 kilometers on the Grand Tour sprint are all absolute flat-out stuff. So he might not be the best suited to sprinting off a low starting speed like this. He might have preferred it going at a high tempo into this. Neutralized because the commissaires miscalling the rider Van der Bosche off there. It wasn't him, and correcting their decision. They'll wait for this man, Roger Kluger, to join up with the quartet just in front of him on the track. Commissaire will drop the flag. Menzies, Commissaire Menzies of Great Britain, and they'll restart. Right, waiting for Kluger to rejoin. Kluger taking his time. Right, all these riders choosing a rear disc and a multi-spoke front. They've finally rejoined. The yellow flag still on. They'll drop it when the riders come past Commissaire Menzies here. Right, the gun will go now, indicating the race back on. Essentially 4 laps to go. Right, there we go. Right, so the race underway. Right, waiting for the starter. He's indicated the marked rider back in, Kluger. He's got his starter's pistol. That'll indicate the start. Kluger back in. Bibic, Buda, Viviani and Van der Bosche, the men left in this elimination leg 3 of 4 of this year's Omnium. Tissot UCI Nations Cup in this magnificent historic city of Cairo, the home of 20 million frenetic inhabitants. Frenetic it is. Viviani at the bell. This is Art Lap. He doesn't want to get eliminated here. He's put Buda, the French leader of the series, into the hot seat here. Van der Bosche this time can't let himself get boxed in. If Buda gets over his shoulder, it's going to be Van der Bosche's turn this time. Let's look as they finish. Oh, awfully tight, but Van der Bosche gets the call. Bad position there. He got stuck on the inside of Buddha, and it was his miscall that postponed the race, delayed it. It wasn't him off that time. This time, no question of doubt. 3 sprints to go, 1 rider left. He'll be pronounced the winner. That's Roger Kluger. Technical. Bibic of Canada. Viviani as he kicks over the top. He's not going to get eliminated. Buddha looks like he's in the hot seat here. Is he going to challenge on the inside or come around the top? He kicks over the top. Look at that. Neon helmet, but he hasn't done enough. Here the series leader, the Frenchman, Thomas Buddha, is going to get the call. No doubt. Leaving Bibic of Canada, Kluger of Germany, and Elia Viviani, the Grand Maestro of these endurance races on the track, to contend and contest the gold medal in this one. Well, the points for this one. Kluger has the lead. Bibic takes it. Viviani on his wheel. 2 riders to still come off. Kluger looks like he surrendered that one. Viviani now, it's going to be a contest of 2, a duel between Bibic of Canada, Dylan Bibic and Elio Viviani. Right. So there they go. Roger Kluger has surrendered that one. He's off. Now it's Dylan Bibic versus Elia Viviani, and what a contest this is going to be. So they're going to get the hot lap bell, which will be the last bell of this elimination, leg 3 of 4 of this Omnium contest. Right, Dylan Bibic. What a contender he's got against him, a competitor in Elio Viviani. Let's see what the Italian maestro can do. Bibic has the lead, almost a men's sprint. Viviani kicks over the top of him. He is the Olympic champion at this, the world champion as well. Brilliant, brilliant ride in the elimination. That is how it's done. The maestro does it again. What a wonderful performance. Sterling. Bravo, Elia Viviani. And that is what people throng to cycle events for to see. That's the way it's done. He's not even panting, and it certainly is no disgrace to go down to a legend like Elia Viviani. Magnificent. Wonderful ride from him. He'll get the maximum points. 40 points will go to him, 38 to the Canadian, 36 to Kluger the German, etc. So we'll pick up the results now and see what it is. But Viviani, a brilliant ride there from him, will now put Buddha at 110 points, Kluger at 108, Viviani third on the standings with 106, Bibic in fourth with 92, Doornbos in there, Tidball, British rider. Those are the top men. The second page from Sebastian Mora down to Gustav Johansson on 20 points. Remember that these points now are aggregated at this point, if you excuse the pun, but they open up the points from the points race and simply add them on to these aggregated points. Right, what a fantastic elimination that was. A lesson in cycling from the Italian maestro Elia Viviani in leg 3 of 4 of this performance here. Right, so we look like we are going now to the medal ceremony. Let's just see where we are here. They're getting the podium ready. So that there was the third leg. Now it should be the women's sprint finals, and in fact that's probably what they're preparing their backdrop for the medal protocol ceremony. This is the women's sprint final, the race for third and fourth. Right, a brilliant performance we've seen to date by the German Emma Hinze against Miriam Vecchia of Italy on her birthday. She turns 26 today. Right, Hinze, born on the 17th of September 1997 in Hildesheim in Germany. 1.68 meters tall, not the shortest of the ladies, weighs 63 kilograms. Purely a trackie, doesn't do much on the road, 25 years old. But a great Palmar on the piste in the team sprint at Tokyo, silver medal. World Championships, 6 gold medals in the sprint, Kieran team sprint disciplines. Silver in the women's 500-meter time trial, in the individual time trial, which was won by Kouamat of France. And here we go. So, Miriam Vecchia, one leg down to Emma Hinze, the flying German, European champion in the 500-meter time trial, European champion in the team sprint in the 500 time trial, and the team sprint again at Grenchen as well as in Munich, 2 years apart. Grenchen 2023 and in Munich 2022. Both titles going to her as well. Hinza, a bronze in the sprint at the World Championships in France. Best she can do in this Cup of Nations is the bronze medal. Just such a focused competitor. A false start, they're going to go back to it now. Right. Such a slickly organized event by the event director Alec Lenferner, South African, and he's presented in fact more World Championships as an event organizer than any other organizer. Pietermaritzburg, interestingly so, the venue city of more UCI World Championships than any other to date. Lenferner has done something like 7, 8 or 9 World Championships, many World Cup events, and he was one of the primary, or still is one of the primary organizers of UCI world level events. Here we go, look at that stare, Hinza. Ready? That stare, so familiar with the Germans. Christina Vogel always stared her opponent out. Now you want to watch her, but on the line. The Germans very famous for that $10 million stare that they hand the opponent. Don't know if it's enough to mesmerize, like a striking cobra, the Italian Vece. Vece, one leg down, more of a time trialist by the looks of her sprinting skills than she is a pure sprinter, but nevertheless dynamite. So Vece's main victories have come from the time trial discipline. All 4 the world level medals, World Championships, bronze in Berlin in 2020, bronze in the time trial 2019, European Games, bronze in the time trial there, European Championships at Plovdiv and Munich, bronze medals in that discipline, the 500 meter time trial. This is the sprint, not a favorite discipline, but riding particularly well. In with a shout still for bronze. She has to win this, she has to beat Hinza, the famous German who now dominates, as she did in leg 1. Vece a little bit out of it tactically, as she got the legs to kick over Hinza. Committed for the sprint, a full 250 meter run. She's got to go past her in the back straight. It's too far down the banking. Exactly what she does as she tries to kick. Hinza holding it on Hinza's right shoulder there. That's the right tactic. Has she got the legs? Nope. The experience of Hinza will get her the bronze medal there. Bravo, really, really well done. 2 straight sets to secure the bronze medal here at leg 2 of this UCI Tissot sponsored Nations Cup in Cairo. A fantastic result from her. Just looking at the results. Hinza, the runner-up in the Olympic Games, women's 500 time trial. Correction, that's the, yes, the World Championships, not the time trial. That was won by Kouame of France. And let's have a look now. We'll pick it up here. Hinza also getting bronze in the sprint at the World Championships in France last year. So she settles for bronze here. Now the 2 Brits at each other's throats here. Emma Finucane, 1 leg up on her compatriot Sophie Capewell. Right at 3:43, that is Sophie Capewell. Finucane, 1 up, also the bronze medalist at the Jakarta leg of this Tissot UCI tournament there, just at the end of February. And Capewell just cannot get the beating of her compatriot Finucane. But let's not speak too soon. This time Finucane takes the lead. Capewell on her wheel. Both ladies picking, or both girls picking here, the rear disc and multi-spoke front wheels, which is the wheel of choice set at sprint level. Interestingly so, many of the teams running on clincher tyres for the knowledgeable cycling technophiles, and the predominance though is still tubular tyres. The pressures of these tubular tyres in the region of 14 bars, which I believe to be over 200 pounds. Very, very hard tyres. The clinchers, they go 8 or 8.5 bars. Right, focus on the sprint. Still Cape Wool in second, getting some altitude gain, but closed down there by Finucane. Very tactical is Emma Finucane. Right, here they go. Cape Wool's going to have a run at her. Finucane has got the spot she wants. She gets to the bell in the front. Now it's a long way around there for Cape Wool. She makes it a business. She's going to kick over there. Look at Finucane. She's got to recover now, but she's got the sprinter's lane. The top rider cannot come inside that red line. It's a long way around for her, but Finucane does it. She's going to sew this up. And straight sets victory there over a compatriot, Sophie Cape Wool. If she'd come down inside that sprinter's lane, would have been disqualified by the commissaires. That is the protection. And Finucane gets it there. Straight sets victory over a compatriot, Sophie Cape Wool. Brilliant ride there. Very strategically done by the British winner of the gold medal here, Emma Finucane, beating her compatriot, Sophie Cape Wool, into the silver medal on this occasion. Right. Right, let's have a look now. This is going to be really, really exciting. Okay, right, let's have a look at the men's Keirin finals. They've got to come up. Look at that sprinter's lane here, which I was speaking about. If Cape Wool had come down into the red line, the top rider, she would have been disqualified. This she had to take the longer route around, giving Finucane a magnificent victory there in 2 straight sets in this event. So really well done. Magnificent footage there of these 2 British sprinters. Sophie Cape Wool committing herself, coming around the outside, but unfortunately could not come inside the sprinter's lane and had to settle for the long road around there, leaving Emma Finucane as the gold medalist, leaving Sophie Cape Wool in silver. Right, now we've got Quintino Santiago of Colombia, Carlin Jack, Great Britain, Sultane Sandor, Callum Saunders of New Zealand, Kento Yamasaki of Japan, and Kang She Fan, the riders here in this men's Keirin final, positions 7 to 12. So these riders were eliminated in the earlier rounds, leaving the final 7 to 12 to be contested here. Straight ride, this over 6 laps. The motorcycle comes past, as it's doing on the inside there, about 30 kilometers an hour. Eventually takes its pace up gradually to 50 kilometers an hour before leaving the track with 3 laps to go. And these 6 riders will contend the sprint and decide the eventual outcome of the last 7 to 12 positions here. Kento. Right, let's have a look now. Right, Saunders in the black, second last rider there. Carlin Jack of Great Britain right on the back. Santiago, rider 86, look out for him. Colombia there in the blue colors. Right, there they go. The motorcycle now has to leave. Starting to pick the pace up without the cycle there. Great Britain, Carlin Jack commands this one. On his wheel, it looks like the Kiwi. Let's pick it up here. Are they going to maintain this position? This is the race for 7 to 12. Move coming over the top. Right, swamped at the moment there. Colombia Good ride from him. Santiago of Colombia. The bell goes. It's going to be a big race to the end here. The Colombian, a big strapping rider. The Kiwi gets a second chance at it. And the Brit as well. Carlin Jack on the third position as he fights his way through. It looks like the Colombian going to get seventh. Santiago, no mistake there from him as Carlin Jack gets the second, which is essentially 8th position. Kang from Taipei, China in the 9th position, and Japan's Yamasaki in the 10th wheel. So there the riders are. Results left fairly early, but we saw nevertheless that is it. Very exciting stuff. This discipline which emanates from Japan, and many years of racing. Huge spectator sport, lots of betting as well in Japan, and their Kirin riders are regarded as types of demigods. They are kept away from the spectators because it's all betting driven. They come out of underground vaults and come and do this particular discipline. There we go, the 7th to 12th positions. Now the men's final, the start sheet. The Frenchman Sébastien Vigier, Nakano from Japan, Ota from Japan. That the lineup. Then Sharon Mohamed Fridas from Malaysia. Then Koei from Japan. And Shon Afa-Jia. Right, there we see the Japanese riders. Both of them in there. 148 is Kaya. Koei on his inside in the white skin suit. The Frenchman here is Vigier. Right, Kaya Ota. That's Sébastien Vigier. No sign of the Dutch here, not taking part, probably for fear of a crash. Absolutely brilliant in the team sprint last night, though, the Dutch. Overwhelming performance. Right, Suriname. Let's have a look at him there. That is Sharon Mohamed Shah Firdaus. Muhammad Sahom of Malaysia. And Shinjo Nakano, possibly a relation of the legendary Koichi Nakano. Right, so Nakano in the Japanese national colors. Otakaya in his trade team jersey.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Malaysian. Firdaus, Sharon Mohamed Shah Firdaus.
Sébastien Vigier from France, Shinji Nakano from Japan,
and Sébastien Vigier, the Frenchman, near the top of the track. 3 Japanese riders in there. Hirosaki Kohai. Nakano is the Japanese leading. Malaysian in second. 6 laps to go now. So let's see if Sarom comes in there. Right, there we go. So now we've got Japanese, 3 of them in the final, befittingly here. They are the owners and custodians of the Kirin discipline. Nakano. The Malaysian here. Sharon Mohamed Shah Firdaus is in second wheel. The rider there from Suriname is Shon Afa-Jia. And Sébastien Vigier, very dangerously positioned in 5th position. Big pedigree here. Can the West overall the East in this race? The only rider from the West here is Vigier. A little bit of hanky-panky going on there. Vigier decides not putting up with this, instantly gets to the front. 3 laps to go, already reaching 60 kilometers an hour there. 62. Very high tempo as these riders now power their massive gears. They're riding things like 63.13 in this Kirin event. Vigier powers up. He gets challenged over the top from Nakano. Can this happen? Nakano, beautiful ride from him there as he heads to the wire. Vigier, look at that power performance here. The bell comes up now. Vigier losing ground here. The Japanese coming up. Sharom as well from Malaysia in that dark skin suit around the top. Vigier slipping backwards. Rider 146 there. A great ride. He's Nakano as they come, but he's going to get fifth to the line. What an exhilarating finish there. Nakano, Sarom, Ota, Terasaki. It doesn't get better than that. John Ansur. Wow, tell us that's not exciting. What a magnificent run in there to the men's Kirin race. Shinji Nakano wins gold in the men's Kirin. Exhilarating stuff. This race, which emanates from Japan, the Kirin, they are the masters of this discipline. Koichi Nakano, not sure if it's his dad, but he was a multiple sprint champion emanating from Japan. And now this Nakano here, Shinju Nakano, shows us exactly how to win the men's Kirin. Magnificent ride there from him. Brilliant. Well done, Japan. They've got their gold medal, and that is a commanding win. Right, the women's sprint won't need a deciding ride. Now it's the turn of the women's Madison. There we go, the full result. Nakano, Sharom, Ota, Terasaki, Jia, Chon, and Fair. Vigier in 6th. Then the 7 to 12 was Shibaro, and these riders following on outside of the 11th. These are the placings. Callum Sanders in New Zealand 11th. Sandor Salonche, they were the riders in the 7 to 12 final, and the men 13 down were not factors in the 7 to 12 or the 1 to 6 finals. So now we await the protocol presentation ceremony. Wonderful ride there. These all the Kirin finalists. Final classification. There we go. Jean Spies, South Africa. James Swart, unfortunately lowly placed in the Kirin. Still riders behind him. Joseph Truman, the unfortunate last position. Matteo Bianchi, the second last finisher in this men's Kirin. We are here on day, well, look at this quickly. Nakano, desperate lunge at the finish there as he beat his compatriot into second. And Sharop, the man from Malaysia, into third. Fantastic result. Doesn't get closer than that. Came almost at 1.5 times the speed of the rider that he was passing. That was Otakaya. And brilliant ride there from Nakano's men's Kirin. So this the almost termination, the culmination of this, the third day of 4 of the second leg. Tissot UCI Nations Cup. The opening leg took the riders to Jakarta in Indonesia. The middle legs brought them to the historic city of Cairo. 969 BC, this city was established. The third leg takes them on to Canada. The first time in many years that we've not had one of the legs of our Nations Cup in Europe. This time altogether away from Europe, going west, east and central. A very sensible strategy there from the UCI. And this is the prize protocol ceremony of the women's Madison. Brilliant ride here from our women. They have been magnificent. The Danes, the French, New Zealand as well. 3 big nations. Denmark on the ascent of the world standings as far as a track nation goes in the modern times. Wonderful result here. We're going to join the protocol ceremony. Beautiful trophies, these statuettes that they've got, just so representative of Cairo and of Egypt. Really well done to the Egyptian Cycling Federation and our friends of the Union Cycliste Internationale, the UCI. Beautiful trophies, fantastically presented event. And this is the protocol ceremony now of this event. The women's Madison. Let's see if we can get the names up there for us.
In third place and the winner of the bronze medal, Team New Zealand, Ariane Buddha, Ali Watson, and the medals will be presented by Mr.
Well, you see the New Zealand girls there. Rani Buerta and her compatriot Ali Wollaston, who was the star of the Jakarta show.
And the souvenir prize will be awarded by Mr. Ahmad Mustafa, the member of the Egyptian Cycling Federation.
سيقوم بتسليم الهدايا التذكارية للاعبين الفائزين السيد أحمد مصطفى عضو الاتحاد المصري للدراجة
while the Danes getting second. Grand ride from them as well.
المركز الثاني والفائز بالميدالية الفضية من دولة الدنمارك.
In first place and the winner of the women's medicine race, Team France.
Well, and a big result here for the French. Valentine Fortin. Silver medals, bronze medals and a gold medal at world level, European champion in the elimination. Clara Caponi gets first medal at world first, gold medal that is, at world level. She's got several silvers and bronzes in the Omnium Madison team pursuit events, but now goes to the top of the podium to become the Tissot UCI Nations Cup champion in Cairo of 2023. France, Denmark and New Zealand right on top of the podium. Standard racing been absolutely magnificent in this historic city of Cairo. And the women's competition very hotly contested. The women's times really close to the men's as well in the time disciplines. Brilliant riding from the women rising to the occasion on this occasion at this second leg of the Tissot UCI Nations Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the winners for women's medicine race.
Right, so there we go, lots of accolades. The men's Omnium race, the fourth and final one, which is the points one to come. In the meantime, the riders down inside the protocol ceremony really enjoying themselves. So the Omnium now coming to an end in the men's. The final and fourth leg is in fact the ride with points. Entering this on 110 points, Thomas Boudard of France, 108 Roger Kluge of Germany, and 106 points in third position is Elia Viviani. Remember now the points race ends up adding to the aggregate. So it's not just 40 points, whatever points, actual points you amass in the points race are simply added to that. These are the points in the men's Omnium. Riders starting to get themselves ready. Right, these are the points now. 3 points under Sveinbo. And the men, 24 riders still left in the series. They face the starter for the last time in the Omnium now to decide the medals. Boudard from France in the lead on 110. Kluge on 108 points. And Elia Viviani on 106 going into the final event, which is a points race. All sounds confusing, but the points are aggregated up to this point, and then the actual points scored in the points race are simply added on to the aggregated points from legs 1 through 3. So all can change in this points race, can be a completely different standing at the end of it. Right, so we see the riders warming up now for the fourth and final discipline in this points, or in the Omnium competition. Attention. Spain have got a man up there, Van der Bosch, the Belgians in, Sebastian Mora. Right, so that is Boudard. Malaysia very proud of their medal there in the men's Kirin race. The East dominating the West. The race comes from Japan, and they just can't stop celebrating. Mr. Menzies, Chief Commissaire of this Tissot UCI Nations Cup, gets them ready for their final event. 25 kilometers, 100 laps. There are 10 sprints involved, 5, 3, 2 and 1. 20 points for lapping the field and 20 points for losing a lap. Taken off your score, that is. Just looking at the format here of our Omnium race as these riders, Buddha in that very notable neon Vizzy orange helmet of his, starts getting himself ready. He's got lots to ride for here, the gold medal. Right, here we go, we're getting ready now. Right, Germany now getting himself ready. Roger Kluge, the rider, in second on points. Thomas Buda, that's the man second. Kluge on 108 points. And we should see Il Maestro, Elia Viviani, pretty shortly in that blue jersey of his, the Maglia Azzurro. Right, now we are having a look at some of the riders in the paddocks. The Dutch here getting themselves ready too. This is the final evening of this third session. Right, having a look, they're all just getting themselves ready here. This is going to be a humdinger of a race, the final of the evening to decide the men's Omnium competition. The standings, France has the lead with Thomas Buda. Roger Kluge of Germany, second, only 2 points adrift. That is a third place in one of the sprint laps, enough to secure it. Looking at the 100 lap points, if there are 10 sprints, there are at least 50 points to be had. So half of the total accumulated points can be made up or lost in the points race, and of course you dare not lose a lap because you lose 20 points doing so. You'll have to gain a lap because you gain 20 points in doing that. Nail-biting stuff. The mathematics here do not declare any of these riders the winner at this point. And 110 Buda, 108 Kluge, 106 Viviani, Dylan Bibic 92. Right, let's have a look at the Canadian. That is Dylan Bibic in fourth position. There is the man from Canada, the land of the maple leaf, finds himself in fourth. He's been brilliant all through. Good ride from him. Elia Viviani, we've got to try and find him. Look out for the white helmet and the Maglia Azzurro. New Zealand, we can talk about him as well. Very nicely positioned here. So we're looking at the Kiwis. Right, New Zealand, always a factor there. On this occasion, Sexton representing the land of the silver fern. Right, Spain with Sebastian Vedri Mora. There he is, Elia Viviani, surrounded by his pit crew. And there he is, Mr. Viviani, Elio El Maestro, surrounded by his pit crew there, and his technical assistant. The Dutch also very cognizant of the chances of their rider, Janne Doornbos. Spanish a little technical, Sebastian Mora Vedri, just having his rear wheel changed. He must have had a puncture. Look at the slack in the chain. These bikes run their chains slightly loose, about a centimetre of movement on the top or the bottom run, otherwise it just is too tight. There he is, Elia Viviani, all to ride for in third place in the series. Quite poker face is Viviani. He's ridden in bigger events than this, but every one counts for that gold medal. Now Mora back after his technical. Dutch Doornbos, Janne Doornbos finds himself in fifth position in this sequence. Kluge right at the front. On top here Buda, hands on his hips. This is going to be a hotly contested, all to gain, all to lose points race. Over 100 laps or 25 kilometers. Doornbos there, riding in the orange, the faded orange these days, the spotty orange instead of the solid orange of the Oranje. But whatever it is, this man Viviani has to keep an eye on this field. Roger Kluge, Buda, Bibic of Canada, Buda, the French leader, top of the board on 110 points. Pedersen slipped down. He was the long-time hot contender here with Buddha for the top of the board. Right, here we go. They get underway. When they come around now, it's going to be the start of the race, 100 laps. And we are going to see 10 laps, 5 sprints happening, including the last one. Every 10 laps, 5, 3, 2 and 1 points up for grabs, added to the aggregate that the riders have amassed up to this point. Right, Doornbos. No tempo to speak of, just going around at the moment. They're going to get the gun fired now. That is Pedersen from Denmark. Czechia rider there. Right, and the gun goes. Right, let's look at the tempo. The riders have had a long evening. Viviani, brilliant in the elimination, winning that in great style. Comes around you to do an early pace. Those are the standings. Buda, Kluger, Viviani, Bibic, Doornbos of the Netherlands. Bibic, right. 9 laps to the next sprint. Yuri Havic of the Netherlands is the world champion at the points discipline, not the omnium, so to speak. Kluger runner-up, and Van der Bosche, the third-placed rider at the World Championships in France in 2022. So these riders really, really capable. There he is, Van der Bosche of Belgium, bronze at the points race in France. Kluger, the German, in second, and Havic riding here in the colors of the Netherlands, the world champion in this discipline. Right, there we go. Race underway now. Swiss has been prominent all through. That is Valerie Thibaut of Switzerland. Kluger keeps an eye. Viviani, always in contention. Buda, in contention. They dare not let any of these riders sneak a point on any, because they are vital here. The leader on the series, Thomas Buda, has amassed 110 points. But there are more than 50 points up for, well, there are 50 points up for the rider grabbing all the sprints in this event. So half of the total amassed points can be added to by points scored in this discipline. New Zealand gaining some ground there. No question that they are going to be a factor in this race. So look at New Zealand there. Thomas Sexton, as he opens up a bit of a gap there for himself. Remember, if he laps the field, he gains 20 points. Van der Bosche of Belgium. Then you have Thibaut of Switzerland. You have Lithuania's rider also in there as well. And that is Nikutis of Lithuania, and that multicolored skin suit. Right, so the man from New Zealand still leading. That's him. Sexton, going to get the bell. Going to get himself 5 points at this rate. Could get 20 if he closes the gap to lap the field. Right, that's Thomas Sexton, New Zealand. The bunch comes past the main straight here. Sexton, we can see him in the background, almost, well, not almost, a definite half a lap up on the field at this point. Glances across at them. He's going to score 5 points, no doubt. If he laps them, he gets another 20-point bonus. That's exactly what he's trying to do here. Sexton down the back straight in pursuit of the bunch. He's actually ahead, but pursuing them. Then you've got the Czech rider. That is Kadlec. Takes a brief stint at the front there. That's the scoreboard, Bude. That is Doornbos as they come by. Right, hesitation. Yeah, this man's going to lap them from New Zealand if they don't put their foot down at the moment and start focusing on a tempo rather than a negative approach from the leaders here. This man Sexton riding particularly well, and he's going to gain a lap. Watch this, he gets 20 points bonus to the 5 he's just won. There we go, a brilliant ride. So watch the Kiwi, he's going to climb the ladder here. He's got 25 points amassed from this. And Sexton going to all of a sudden bounce to the top or near the top of the boards here. There he goes, gets himself a plus 20 pointer. And exactly, comes up to 87 points now in 6th position. 5 points for that lap he won, 20 is the bonus for lapping the field. As we see Mora the Spaniard. The Dane Pedersen down the back straight. Van der Bosch the Belgian, always in contention as well in that Blauwe Gouden outfit. That's the man Sexton, the most successful rider in this points race thus far. From New Zealand. Gains a lap. Mora. Swiss rider there. Kadlec. Van der Bosch the Belgian. T-Boat of Switzerland. Lithuania's rider gives pace there. Hands over. The Japanese rider is well in contention. Looking for points here. It looks like the focus is about the points as it should be in a points race. The riders get the bell now. They sprint again. The New Zealand already rewarded with 20 points for lapping, so he's not going to get the 5 points automatically for being a lap up. He's got the 20-point bonus for doing that. Not contending here. Now the American Kuntz has a go. Right, and to the line, Bibic of Canada just pips his companion or countryman neighbor there. Right, Bouda of France in with a shout as well. Bibic, Kuntz. Kuntz very prominent in the opening 2 races. That's Bouda, the man leading the points on 112, shrinking now as the lap riders start going. Mendes getting some points for Argentina. Bouda getting 2. Kuntz 3 for the United States. Right, look at Bouda in that brightly painted helmet of his. Hands atop the bars, a la Road Rider. Viviani's not going to let him go because he's after him. Viviani now only 6 points behind the man from France. Right, Durenbos also starts improving his position a little bit. Right, that's one of our Japanese riders having a go off the front. Right, goes up now. Right, let's have a look and see what happens here. Kluger countering, Durenbos behind him. They see the rider dangling in front. Japan. Swiss rider Thibaut always in contention too. They've got 5 laps left to the next sprint. Right, that is a rider 4 surrendering to them here. Very brave attempt, but it was never on. That's Rafael Kokas of Austria. Right, Bertold, driver of Hungary, the man in that bright red jersey. He's had a stab off the front. Brave effort there, he's going, he's trying to lap them. He might get points here. They're 3 laps away from a 5-lap points dash. Kluger from Germany. Lithuania. Swiss always comfortable. Viviani. Van der Bosch. Bertold, driver of Hungary, still has the lead there of about a third of a lap. He's going to get the bell, he's going to get the points here. Let's have a look at the Hungarian rider. The man in red, coming past the grandstand. He's the race leader, going down the back straight now. Kluger in the hunt for him. Chechik rider on his wheel. Bouda, Kluger, Viviani, Bibic, they are the points leaders. Now it's going to go to driver, finishing in front of the home straight now. He gets 5 points out of picture. Now let's look at the bunch as they contest the points there. Kluger in the mix. Japanese rider in with the money as well. Durenbos, Lithuania now. Has a little run off the front. And that is Mikutas in that beautiful multicolored skin suit. Right, the Japanese rider. Ota in with a keeping an eye on things as well. Imamura. And that is the Lithuanian, Mikutas. Multicolored skin suit. He's got a bit of daylight now between himself and the chasing group. Right, they've got the Hungarian back driver. Lithuania now kicks off the front. Ivaras Mikutas. So Bertolt Driver got the 5 points, Imamura got 3 there, Kluger 2, and Kadlec of the Czech Republic, or Czechia as they're known these days, in the final 1 point slot. This man giving it the best, Aivaras Mikutas. Still a lead of about 150 meters. As Kadlec senses the danger, kicks on. Elia Viviani just rolling through. Bouda from France, the top men on the table. Kluger, they're all there. Doornbos from the Netherlands in that orange skin suit, as Bouda in the bright helmet now kicks off the front. Lithuanian Mikutas still has a lead now of almost half a lap. He wants to lap them and gain 20 points. Very brave effort here from Mikutas. If he doesn't do it, he's going to be completely shot. Riding really well though, not giving up and still powering on to lap the field. Here comes a bit of trouble for Mikutas because there has been a response from the group. And that rider 47 as they go down the back straight, that is Anders Feinbo of Denmark, riding in his company or in his corporate outfit. Van der Bosch now down the back. Imamura on his wheel. Right, there they go. The Lithuanian still has the lead now. It's precarious. He gets the bell. Shrinking. Right, and he's just made contact on the back of the group, but he gets 20 points when he laps the predominance of the group. So he'd get the points here. Imamura. Then coming by on his wheel in the white skin suit there, Imamura. Then you've got the Spaniard Mora. Then you've got the Frenchman Bouda, the series leader. Let's have a look now at the leading riders. Bouda starting to see a little bit of daylight. Lithuanians gained his lap. Pedersen from Denmark, Van der Bosch, Imamura, Mora. They've got a gap there. Bouda on Elio Viviani, who's got to respond as he does in the peloton. Let's look at this here. Viviani just crossing the line now. That 5-man breakaway, little bit of daylight there as Doornbos trying to join them in no man's land. Sail lap 4 of 10 went to Sebastian Mora. Imamura getting second, Bouda third, and Pedersen fourth. That's them going down the back straight. Those are our leaders. The big trouble here in the form of distance is Elio Viviani, who's left to do a lot of chasing himself. Has he got it left in the tank here? Very, very good in the elimination. Wonderful victory there. Getting no help from anybody here. Right, the bunch has to respond, otherwise you're going to lose 20 points to these 5 riders. Van der Bosch, Doornbos, Imamura, Mora, Bouda, Pedersen. They're the riders coming up now to lap the tail of that group. 4 laps left, otherwise they'd stall it for the sprint points, but they are going to make contact by the looks of it. Unless they're deliberately hanging out the back to leave themselves as eligible for the points, which is what they're doing. So very strategic. This group of 5, 6 coming past now, not lapping the bunch deliberately so that they can get the points on lap 50, and then they will try and close the gap. Very clever tactic here. The men coming by there under the guidance of the Hungarian. Surprising, the pace has gone down a little bit because of a good deliberate tactic of the men going down the back straight there, not to lap before the sprint lap 50, and that'll leave them eligible for the points. Bouda, Imamura, Moras, Van der Bosch. Right, here they get the bell. And they now eligible for the points. Let's see Bouda, Imamura, Van der Bosch kicks over the top. Mora, Doornbos, Pedersen. The race for the orange helmet is for the points here, and let's see as they cross the line. Bouda gets the maximal points here, 5 points. And now they will lap. Very, very good tactic there from the Frenchman and his compatriots, holding off, not lapping, getting the points before they lap. And now they're going to get their 5 points, plus a 20 bonus for doing that. So let's have a look at that now. Bouda has a 9-point margin on Kluger, who's in that breakaway with him. He lapped there. Viviani third on 106. Bibic on 100 finds himself in fourth place. There they update the 20 lappers. So Buddha going top of the board, 139, a nice margin for him. And second, Doornbos, Kluge in third, and Viviani in fourth. Van der Bosche slipping down into fifth or sixth position. So here they go. This the effective lead of the race. If you look at the pace, is the Brit there, Tidball, just stretching his legs a little bit. Imamura doesn't go with him. Bibic the Canadian, Buda the French rider, Viviani from Italy. That's how they go. That's Tidball of Great Britain, who's jumped into a lead here. He's going to try and lap the field. Brilliant in the elimination last night. Finds himself in slightly deeper water here in this, the finale of the men's Omnium. Buda, Van der Bosche. Let's have a look. They got the points the last time around. So that's the scoreboard there. Buda on top, 139. Doornbos, Kluge and Viviani, the top four riders, with only 43 laps to go. Tidball in the meantime has got a notable lead here, commanding lead on the bunch, but they don't want to let him go at all. He's as dangerous as anything. Mora closes on him now. Kluge always in contention, the Lithuanian rider keeping an eye as well. And he's been very prolific, as has Hungary's driver. Right, so let's look at the setup. Pedersen. Right, the bell goes. And our leaders here are the men coming to the bell now, and that is effectively Roger Kluge. Tidball, Kluge. Tidball get 5, Kluge potentially 3. A Tidball as he comes around, that'll be a 5-pointer for him. Well done there to a Tidball of Great Britain, the winner of the elimination in great style at these championships. William Tidball gets himself 5 points with 40 laps to go. Right, Buda, Doornbos, Viviani, the riders trying to counter. Tidball comes past the grandstand side here. Rises somewhat, 5 points, very handy, 10th position. He's going to have to try and lap to get a 20-point bonus, because Kunz of the US still in there as well. Van der Bosche kicks over the top. Kunbosch trying to recover desperately in the back straight. Van der Bosche now kicks on. Tidball on the other side of the track as we see the main bunch coming past the grandstand side. Imamura, Van der Bosche down the back straight. Buda France, the man in that bright helmet as they come past the grandstand, is our points lead on 139 points. Kluge in the white jersey. Tidball decides it's not for him. That is Imamura of Japan, second to Pedersen, that brief shot we saw of them. Buda has the lead. Looking at them as they come past the main grandstand side now. That is Mora of Spain. Technical at the start. New Zealand Sexton instantly onto his wheel. Doesn't want to lose contact here. 20 points, the only way to go for these riders now that are relatively lowly placed. Bibic of Canada always in contention as well. Pedersen in that red skin suit of the Danes. Lithuania represented. Then you've got Roger Kluge, you've got Buda. Viviani has a little leg stretch at the front here. There are only 34 laps to go now. If Elior can lap the field, does he have this in the tank? It doesn't look like it. He is the master of sprints when he's got to swim in through the peloton or the bunch on the track, find his way through all the wheels and get to the line first when it matters most. Viviani finds himself briefly at the front. Imamura of Japan in these trade team colors, not the Japanese national colors. That is the rider from Hungary in the bright red skin suit as well. That's driver. Laps counting down now. Well, a couple of new faces coming to the front. Doornbos, we can see. That is the Swede Johansson, who's jumped into the lead in the hunt for a couple of points here at the vital moment of the bell. Johansson, Doornbos as they go down the back. Sexton Kicking over the top, the Italian maestro, Elio Viviani. He's going to get a 5-point if he can dispose of Dornbosch. He can. That's his business. Those hectic sprints on the Grand Tour races of the world, the single-day classics, and, of course, the pistes of the UCI. Right, let's have a look here. Sexton of New Zealand in the lead. He's got to try and lap. Rider 4 is Rafael Kokas of Austria. Sexton, Viviani, Bibic, driver. Lithuanian rider been very prolific here. He had a stab on his own as well. That is Mikutas in that brightly coloured skin suit of his nation. Buda, the points and series leader, comes by. Pedersen, Van der Waal, and there's a crash. That is Tidball who touches wheels there, or in fact Pedersen touches wheels with Tidball, and down he goes. That is Pedersen, the Dane. Not deliberate, but looking back and touching wheels with Tidball there. These riders used to recovering and jumping back on. There will be a spare bike ready for him. He'll have a couple of laps now to rejoin. Very hard crash there. Rasmus Pedersen of Denmark goes down after touching wheels with William Tidball. Tidball seeking points, brilliant in the elimination on the opening night. Now you've got the Swiss rider, and Switzerland represented on this occasion by Valerie Thibault. Viviani hovering at the top of the track. Let's see how quickly we can get Pedersen back. Mikutas of Lithuania, been there all throughout the race. Had a stab on his own to try and lap them, but didn't get there. Buda, the series leader. Rider 4 in second in those blue colours, the Austrian. And that is Rafael Kokas. Lovely round of applause here for Pedersen as he rejoins. Coming back onto the track now. Rejoin in the position he was in. Not atop the standings points-wise. Maybe that bit of adrenaline charge after coming down on the boards here. We'll just fire him up to try and lap them. Now, Van der Bosch, and there's the moment where he touches wheels with Tidball. Oh, that happens all the time in the world of cycling. That moment that unfortunately ran into the back wheel of Tidball there. Oh, and a very, very hard crash from our other angle as well. Of course, these tracks wooden, as we see the big duel there. Sexton involved in that for the points, and Kluger, as long with Viviani and Bibic, looking at the crash of Pedersen a couple of times, both angles of the camera. Tough riders with a board track, sometimes they get splintered. And sometimes the race has to be stopped if they dig up some of the track, which then gets woodwork repaired, sanded down, and ready for action again. As we said, the velodrome started in 1991 with the dugouts, eventually finished in 2020. First big meeting, international UCI meeting, the World Junior Championships in 2021, hosted at this velodrome. Historic, beautiful velodrome. Right, we see rider 29 for the first time in picture here. And he's popped to the front, and that is the Israeli Rotem Tene. Buda still atop of the boards. Van der Bosch has a go off the front. Kokas from Austria. Duran Boss, the man in the orange. Viviani on his wheel. They can't lose contact with any rider here. This now coming down to the penultimate sprint on 10. That's the Spaniard having a go there. Mora, as he has a dip off the front. Viviani's got to respond. Has he got anything left, Viviani? Been brilliant in the elimination. Prolific here. Buda, Bibic as they hesitate going up the track. Right, there it comes. Tidball having another go as he dives down the inside, but Buda senses him. He's got to go around the top this time. He's got enough momentum to carry past. That's Tidball. Has had a go before to try and lap. Is he going for the points here or just a lap? A lap would be more handy than a 5-pointer for him. That is Thibaut of Switzerland. Third ball of Great Britain. Now we've got the figure there of rider 4, which is Kokas of Austria in his trade team colours. Thibaut of Switzerland. Third ball on his wheel as they go down the back straight. Into the main straight, now they come. Third ball, desperately trying to get away from them. He might have to settle for a couple of points rather than the 20 bonus for lapping them. Bibic in contention as well. Right, here he goes. The Spaniard's going to get 5 points here. That is Mora. 3 points coming up there for Tidball by the looks of it. And that is Doornbosch. They kick around now. Coming up in the dash for the last penultimate sprint here before it goes to the final. Doornbosch, Viviani fighting it out. Has Viviani got it? A master of sprint finishes. Brilliant in the elimination, of which he is the world champion. Buddha dives down the inside. Kluger, close contention. Bibic, Doornbosch, Viviani, all to play now. The points 139 to Buddha. Is going to be difficult to get beaten. Viviani slipped into joint second with Roger Kluger. Doornbosch ends up in the fourth wheel. Van der Bosch, the Belgian, in fifth. Laps now shrinking down. 8 to go. There's no likelihood of a lap being started in 8 here. So it's going to go to the final sprint to decide things. That is Imamura of Japan. As a go now. You've got Kokas, the Austrian, mixing it up here with a rider from Czechia. He's in the go as well. Milan Kadlec. So Mora is the leader. Let's look him up there. Kokas. Rafael Kokas in there as well. But the Spaniard Mora is the lone leader. He's going to lap them in the depth here. He's coming up to lap them. He's got 6 laps left. Is he going to hang out the back, get the points, and then lap them desperately? He might just dangle off the back. Let's look at the lone Spaniard coming up to lap them now. Van der Bosch, the lone Spaniard, going down the back straight now. We need to focus on him as we go down. He's got a 3/4 of a lap lead. He's going to go now for the final lap. He's got to close the gap, otherwise he's not going to get his 20-point benefit. But if he dangles off the back, he won't get it either. He's got to lap them to get it here. So let's look. He's battling to lap. The tempo really high at the moment. So Van der Bosch has sensed the danger here. Sexton of New Zealand with him. Right, then they go down Imamura as well. The Spaniard in our picture has got a precarious lead of about a half a lap on them. He's not going to lap them, but he might get the double points at the end. Not got the legs to lap them. Right, he's the leader. The commissaire points him out to us as he comes past the eastern banking here. Has he got the legs? He's got to give everything to get a 20-point bonus. Going to be better than the 10 points for winning the last lap. Either way, he's going to be in the points here. 2 laps to go. He's giving his heart out to stay away. Pedersen now diving down as well in the peloton. Mora certainly is going to win the last lap. Pedersen now has dived off the peloton here, and he's going to get the second place there as he fights down the back straight. Tidball of Britain, Viviani, Doornbosch. Big race there. The Czech Republic has a man in it as well, but it's going to be a shoving. Whoa! 6-pointer there for driver Pedersen. Doornbosch, Viviani, Tidball, a fantastic, wonderful ride. Mora gets the 10, Tidball the 4 points. Viviani slips into second. Kluger gets the bronze medal here. Doornbosch close in fourth, but Buddha has done enough here. Thomas Buddha to wrap up this points race, and it looks like the Omnium overall. We'll see when they add the points together now whether Buddha has done enough. A wonderful ride from him, ending up on 139 points. Elia Viviani in second overall in this contest, the Omnium. Roger Kluger of Germany will get third. Jonna Doornbosch will be fourth. What a wonderful third day of this second leg of the Tissot UCI Nations Cup, held in this historic city of Cairo. City's been around since 969 AD. The riders have flown a lot quicker than that. But a wonderful ride from this man in that bright orange helmet. He wins the gold in the Omnium discipline, magnificently beating Elia Viviani into second. and Roger Kluge will settle for third. Doornbos, Mora the Spaniard, Van der Bosche from Belgium, Bibic from Canada, Imamura of Japan, Pedersen of Denmark, the man who had the crash, and Sexton of New Zealand, the top 10. Now Tidball heads up the 11, and right through to Bertold Driver from Hungary in that red skin suit, who was really brilliant, prolific as well, just didn't get in the money and the points. These are the last 4 riders, but by no means disgraced here. A wonderful, wonderful omnium it was. The 4 accumulated disciplines, scratch it was, elimination it was, points it was, and a wonderful result here by these riders. In the end it was Buda, Thomas Buda, France, doing just too much. That is Tidball of Britain. Viviani contesting one of the sprints as well. Van der Bosch always prominent, but in the end, no question, Buda ends up the Tissot UCI Nations Cup champion, the Cairo leg, that is. Elia Viviani of Italy in his Maglia Azzurra will end up in second. Roger Kluge of Germany in third, and Janne Doornbos will end up in fourth wheel. Fantastic day's racing that was. Wonderful, wonderful effort here. Tomorrow sees the men's sprints, the women's Keirin, the women's Omnium, and we'll now go across to the protocol ceremony and let our announcing team carry that. Brilliantly well done. 4 medals tonight, the men's Keirin, the women's Madison, the women's sprint, and the grand finale tonight, the men's Omnium. 4 disciplines contested, and in the end, Thomas Buda of France doing enough to secure that. Right, let's go back to the Keirin and have a look and see if we can bring you some pictures while we're waiting for the protocol ceremony, because that was a magnificent result there. So looking across, men's Keirin going to riders from the Eastern nations here. Magnificent result it was. And Nakano of Japan, just too good for the others. This is the moment. We're waiting for the final medal protocol ceremonies now. And the dignitaries all seem ready as they've got those magnificent statuettes, and they've got the medals, gold, silver and bronze, in the remaining disciplines here. All will be capped tonight with the medal presentation in the men's Omnium. Buda was brilliant from France. Thomas Buda sewing that up in great style. Move on to tomorrow's program. The big finals to come there are the Madison for men, the sprint for men, the women's Keirin, and of course the women's Omnium. So a big day for the sprinters in the men's tomorrow, the women's Keirin and the women's Omnium. Women's Madison as well, one of the highlights. 4 medals to go for tomorrow, and a lot of racing ahead of us here still. Day 3 has been won, lit up with wonderful performances from our medalists. A brilliant ride in the Keirin by Nakano. Great result by Buda in the French colours to secure the Omnium title. And of course the sprint in the women's belonging to Great Britain. Finucane just too good for a compatriot on this one. And a wonderful result here from Capewell and Finucane. Capewell settling for silver. Emma Finucane going home with a gold medal in the women's sprint. It's historic velodrome, witness to some of the best racing it probably will ever see. The men's Keirin in the end saw the Japanese dominate that. Malaysia getting a wheel in as well. But the Keirin, a fantastic ride from the Keirin finalists here. Wonderful Nakano, just too good for the others, and delighted with that victory. Otakayo in there as well, and Mikhail Yakolev, Koel Tarasaki, and of course from Malaysia there, Thailand, finishing a rider too. We are ready for the protocol ceremony, the final one of this evening, and due reward for these great riders.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony of the Tissot UCI Track Nations Cup in Cairo, Egypt. The award ceremony of the men's skiing race.
السيدات والسادة الحضور، مراسم توزيع جوائز بطولة كأس الأمم لدرجات الإقمار في مرحلتها الثانية في مصر 2023.
The medals will be presented by Dr. Wadi Hassan, the President of the Egyptian and African Cycling Federation and the Vice President of the UCI. In third place and the winner of the bronze medal, Team Japan, Kaya Uta. The souvenir prize will be awarded by Mr. Mohammed El Bukhari, the member of the Egyptian Cycling Federation. In second place and the winner of the silver medal, Team Malaysia. In first place and the winner of the men's skiing race, Team Japan, Shinji Nakano.
Well, a great ride there from the eastern country. Shinji Nakano getting that gold medal in great style. Mohamed Sharam of Malaysia in second. And Kaya Ota in the bronze medal position. Well done to Egypt, well done to Japan. A fantastic event, wonderful tournament, and a great result. Medals going 2 to Japan and 1 to Malaysia on this occasion.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the winners for the men skiing race.
Well, there we go. So the medals going the way of Japan, gold and bronze. And then in the second place, the Malaysian rider. Now the women's sprint victory ceremony before we go to the men's omnium. Had a wonderful result there. In this, the women's sprint. Great Britain dominant. Emma Hinz, the other rider on the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony of the Tissot UCI Track Nations Cup in Cairo, Egypt. The award ceremony of the women's sprint The medals will be presented by Dr. Wadi Hassan, the President of Egyptian and African Cycling Federation and Vice President of the EGY. In third place and the winner for the bronze medal, Germany, Emma Hens. The souvenir prize will be awarded by Mr. Hisham Zadeh, the member of the Egyptian Cycling Federation. In second place and the winner of the silver medal, Italy, Ilia Viviani. Great Britain, Sophie Cairo. In first place and the winner of the women's sprint race from Great Britain, Emma Finnegan.
Well, a great result there. Capel, Emma Finucane right on top of the podium. Capel in second, and the celebrated Emma Hintz from Germany in the bronze medal position. Really well done to all involved here. A magnificent women's sprint. Great ride from them. Very, very high standard of racing in the women's sprint. The two Brits ending up third and fourth in the opening run in Jakarta, now turning the wheel on the others. First and second this time around with Emma Hintz from Germany. Multiple world champion, settling for the bronze on this occasion. The men really rode an impressive omnium. Best of 4 events. In fact, all points get added together. They score from 40 down to 0 as you finish 38-36. Their disciplines were the scratch race, elimination, the points, and of course wonderfully contested 4 events there in the men's omnium. Hintz celebrating, very, very happy with her bronze medal. She's done better than that in her career, but still a fantastic result at this Cairo leg of the Tissot UCI Nations Cup. So the Omnium riders getting themselves ready, deserved medals here. Magnificent ride from each and every one of them on this occasion. 4 disciplines, the scratch, elimination, points, completing, and of course the scratch event. So big competition there. See the medalists getting themselves ready. Great moment here. And wonderful to have a superstar like Elia Viviani, the man in that Azzurro blue jersey of Italy at this event.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony of the Tissot UCI Nations Cup in Cairo, Egypt. The award ceremony of the men's omnium race.
السيدات والسادة الحضور، مراسم توزيع جوائز بطولة كأس الأمم لدرجات الأنهار في مرحلتها الثانية في مصر 2023.
The medals will be presented by Dr. Wadi Hassan, the President of the Egyptian and African Cycling Federation and Vice President of the UCI. In third place and the winner of the bronze medal, And souvenir prize will be awarded by Mr. Nagita.
سيقوم بتسليم الميدالية التذكارية السيد ناجي سيد من أحد حكام اللاعبين.
In second place and the winner of the silver medal, Italy, EGY. In first place and the winner of the men's Olympic race, France, Thomas Bouton.
Well, there they go, deserved winner. Great result there for Thomas Bouda. France, Elia Viviani in the silver medal and Roger Kluger getting the bronze medal. So, what a wonderful third day this has been. Please join us tomorrow at the Cairo International Stadium here, where we'll see the men's Madison, the men's sprint, the women's Kieran, and the women's Omnium. Racing starts early. Join us from 6 o'clock onwards. It's going to be a scorching final day. From all of us in Cairo here, it's goodbye and good night.